Hi.
So funny.
I know.
All right, we are live.
Okay.
He wanted to come and say hello.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, it
So,
popped up. Watch live now. Okay,
There
cool.
you go.
got it.
Yeah,
Yep.
mine too.
Yep. So, quick intro for anyone watching the replay. This is hopefully we're going to continue doing this because I'm loving this, but this is Ritual Magic live, Ritual Magic Nights live, where some of us witches get together and share how we work our magic. And sometimes there'll be rituals, and sometimes just topics. And taking a cue from wine and witchcraft, a little wine and drinks. But
Water.
so tonight, but I like the container though. I like the
Oh,
container.
thank you.
Yeah, nice. I like the tumbler.
Yes.
But yeah, so tonight's topic, if you didn't see the thumbnail, is how we, or more building a relationship and building ways that we connect with spirit, ancestors, or our deities that we work with. So we're going to be sharing between us. We're going to be answering a few, not questions, but I put together a few topics that are in that arena that we can talk about that maybe some of you out there are interested in or just beginning or wanting new ways to connect. And if you have any questions, feel free. Or if you're watching the replay, put it in the comments, and then we'll hopefully get back to you. But I want to, before we get started, I want to just say a little quick prayer, my typical prayer that I like to share with everyone that I say every morning. Of course, that's the kickoff, and then I go into a few other things. But I just want to set the tone of the space. I call out to our ancestors, spirits, and our guides and gods of old. Give us the eyes to see, the ears to hear the messages that you send us. And we send back all unwanted energies from this space back to whence it came. There is only love, joy, peace here in this space today. So it is, so it shall be.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Namaste.
So let me pull up the jump right into it. So the first what I wanted to jump right into is like our the foundations of our practice. And mine's changes quite a bit. So I don't even know if I want to say foundations, but so what are some of the foundational practices that you do? Some of the practices that despite you changing, like evolving, some things that stay foundational with you when connecting with ancestors, deities, whatever entities, ghosts, aliens, whatever that looks like for you. I'll say for me is, hey Domina. I'll say for me it is one of my foundational practices, and it may seem because I know I'm saying this all the time, and that's very Venusian of me, but connecting with frequencies,
Mm.
so like music, and so even with invocation, putting together incantations that are very um, like musically inclined incantations that I say to my spirits when wanting to connect with them. For me, I feel like I need to have to go through that process of setting that tone. That's setting the tone is very big for me. I know I repeat that quite a bit, but for me, that is foundation in my practice. But there's so much more. But I don't want to take the floor all this whole first half hour. So if one of you want to jump in and share about what some of your practices looks like.
Um, well, I do want to start incorporating music. I love a good pipe organ, like the cathedral type
Oh,
pipe organs. Um, my setting is candles. I
mm,
feel like I know we can communicate with them without candles, but for me, it just makes it more alive because I feel like I am talking to them through the flames pretty much because that
mm,
is a doorway, really.
yeah.
Um, I always, sometimes in the morning when I remember, I'm like, good morning, ancestors, spirit guides, may you guide our day, wisdom through silence. We honor the paths that you walk before us.
Why I'm curious, I'm sorry, I don't want to mean to cut you off, but why do you incorporate wisdom through silence?
Because you learn a lot when you keep your mouth shut.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Is that right? Like, what?
No, that's I know. I laugh because if I say something like that for myself, it would be because I need to shut my mouth. So knowing I need to shut my mouth and practicing that.
No, I
Yeah.
am learning as well to be more
Yeah.
silent. Yeah,
Yeah.
because look, it's a little easy for me to pop off,
Right.
and
What happened?
I heard my son,
Oh, okay.
so I'm trying to listen to what he's doing because I hear
Uh,
sounds. So I'm trying to make sure.
you have to have that dual listening.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Um, so I asked them, to guide us through the day, making sound decisions,
Mm,
things like thinking before we speak and, you know, all that. There was a certain prayer that I used to say morning and night, and
mm.
I fell off. I ain't even gonna lie. I fell off a little bit.
Well, yeah, I think that's one of the. I don't know, but if not, I want to talk about that too because that's a big one where everybody like you go through life ebbs and flows, right, and changes, and we evolve. So being okay with there's going to be times where you're in this phase where you're not going to be able to. Sometimes you wake up, you're like, I don't even want to speak.
Yeah, pretty.
A lot of
So
I get that.
yeah, yeah. So what's some of yours, Lorena?
Well, I'm an air sign,
Okay.
and I actually do connect a lot with incense. I am obsessed
Oh.
with them. Not also incense, but like Palo Santo, sage. I don't know how to say that in English, but like sahumeros, you say that in Spanish, where you get like a bunch of herbs and you burn them, and then after they're burned, like the smoke, then you clean the house with like the energy.
Yeah.
So I like to use my cauldron a lot. Um, I usually like to use a lot of incense, like powder incense, the cone, every
Yes.
kind. It's just
Yes.
it, and so I sometimes if I don't have like a lot of time to do like a whole like cleanse of myself because I'm feeling like a certain type of way, I will just get some Palo Santo and just pass it through my body and just and the other day something not kind of curious happened, and I noticed that if I do a cleanse with Palo Santo, I probably don't need another one with an egg. So I did that the other day because I was feeling a little bit heavy. I don't know if it was the moon thing, like all those changes, but I got my Palo Santo, I cleaned my space, and then I passed it through my body, kind of like cleansing myself. But then after I did an egg cleanse, and honestly, the egg cleanse came out so perfect that I was like, I probably didn't need it. Like I already did the Palo,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and so I love candles too, just like Ona said. I mean, all witches we love candles, candles, herbs, everything, you know. But I do connect a
Yeah.
lot with like incense. And I don't know, it has to do a lot with like my family, because I was talking to my mom today, and she mentioned that like she just like burned like some herbs and stuff, and that's her
Uh,
way of cleaning her house and space. And it was funny because I really never really told her that I do that, you know. And she told me, and I was like, actually, that's really good. I did research, and that's good. Like you can do that, you know. And she's like, and I'm like, Mom, you know more than you say. You know, I feel like
She's
that
in the
comes
closet.
exactly like that probably comes in our blood or something. I don't know if it has to do
Yeah.
with, you know, like African or I don't know, hoodoo, you know. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm saying that right, but I don't feel like I am a certain practitioner, or like I wouldn't name myself. I feel like I just practice, you know, anything. And I am very curious, so I like to learn a lot. So
I want to touch on something you said, and I know it's gonna be pretty hard to stay on this. I'm not a person of. I gotta learn structure. I gotta keep myself structured, which is why I printed. I put this list together of things I wanted to make sure that we talk about. But um, I think one of the things that's really big is doubt.
Mm.
So when we do these practices, first of all, before we can even get to the foundational practices, like, do we even feel like we are connecting, right? Do we have, we are we just going about, we know we're supposed to do this, or do we feel that it's making a difference when we do it, or do we feel like the doubt is canceling out the things that we are doing? Because I know, I think that's like a yes and a no for me, but I know some of the things that I do, as far as, intentionally trying to manifest something. I feel like if we have such great doubt, that it will not happen, or that connection won't happen. So how do you ladies feel about that?
I think that what you're saying is very true. And, you know, just I'm mentioning my mom again, but I asked you, was talking about that with her. I said, as long as you're doing anything, you're doing it that you know that it's going to work, it's going to work. Because, I mean, you can burn any amount of incense or burn any amount of candle, and you just don't really believe that it's going to, you're working on something like energy, putting your intention. And I know that they say that a lot, like put your
Oh my gosh,
intention, you
yeah.
know. But it is true, like sometimes you can just, if you know, if we were to think about like sometimes the simple spell that we probably never thought that it was going to actually work, just because maybe it was so simple, it did, you know. Like you don't need like a bunch of different, you know, things. If you have it, like, you know, you can definitely incorporate that. But it's kind of like putting your intention. You
Yeah,
need to believe that it will work, and then it will.
right.
But if you don't, you know, it's just, it's, there is nothing, you know what I mean? But yeah,
Right.
agree with that.
Yeah, I feel like you're just going through the motions, right? If
Exactly.
it's no, if your belief isn't really there. I do know sometimes, I don't know that I had, if doubt was there, but I do know sometimes when, I guess because I wasn't thinking about it, so my energy wasn't applied to it too much to cause any like negative effects to it manifesting. But sometimes I just did things and wasn't even thinking, like, like going through the motions. But yeah, I definitely think that the doubt definitely is a killer.
And you know, and sometimes you will think, well, um like I make my own oils and my own stuff, like so I used to buy them, you know. And sometimes I am like, okay, you know what, I should buy it because look, this practitioner, like they know, and you know, they probably put it. But like the energy that that practitioner put in it, yes, you know, they put their energy. But if you buy that, right, doesn't matter. You have to still, when you do the work and you put it either on you or a candle, like you really have to also put your energy. So then
Right.
I go back and I'm like, why am I gonna buy whatever oil when I can do it? And if I, I can buy it, but I need to put that intention on it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Like I could give
Yeah.
you, you know what, Heredia or Anna, there you go. This candle, it's going to help you get like, get more financial stability. There you go. And then you're gonna burn it, and you're not gonna say anything. You're not gonna write anything. You're not gonna visualize
Right.
anything. It's just gonna be a candle. You know.
Right. When I do like workings for people, I always try to do my best to have them at that same time that I'm going to do it. I let them know like when I'm going to do it to align with the energies by them actively doing something that I'm going to, that's a part of whatever it is that I'm doing. So, for example, I just recently told someone to play this specific music or this song, and I'll play it at the same time while I'm doing so it can, kind of link them to the spell. Yeah. So
That is a good, like, great idea. And I don't know if you guys probably observe, but if you see any people that usually like that's what they do for, for they do working for other people. They do a lot of them. They usually do say that you have to believe, or I'm not gonna cast it with like you're right there, but you need to do
yeah,
this. And I agree. Like if they don't say that, they're probably just not real. You know what I mean?
right.
Which
And
I
I
think is kind
did,
of hard to also like do working for other people. Like it's possible, but it's hard because there's a lot of energy that like you have to put in there. You know what I mean? And it's
yeah.
just kind of like some people just, I mean, I don't know, they have the ability to do a lot of them and be fine, or maybe they really don't. I don't know, but
Well,
I,
I think people need to understand, and I don't know how we gone off. This is a whole different, but I want to just say this that I think that people need to understand that when they want you to do a working, or even if they're doing something for themselves, when it involves another person, you have to take into consideration that person's will. There are some people that have such a strong will. You can call it stubbornness, or you can call it like their will is strong. So it takes a certain amount of times for you to potentially like work through that. And sometimes you're not even going to work through that because that person is adamant and their will is like, hell no. They have that type of energy. So breaking through that to make that person do something that you want them to do is like a hit or miss, right?
very true.
Oh, who's family working the ER? Thanks
Oh.
for stopping in. Una, your thoughts. What's your thoughts?
Um,
I love your necklace, by the way.
Yes, I do too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's I got it off on Amazon. She makes these by hand. It's called, I forgot the name, but it's called something dreaming. Tanya's dreaming, or
It looks like a
it's
oh my god.
Oshun. It's Oshun, and that's the black obsidian, and she's got amethyst right there.
Oh, okay. From here, from looking here, it looks like the whole thing looks like a, I forgot the name of the Egyptian beetle.
Scarab?
Yes, it looks like a scarab from here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I honestly, when I got it, I thought it would be heavier and more sturdy, something that I can actually sleep with and wear all the time,
Yeah.
but I can't. So.
Oh no, I can't. I'm ripping everything off. Yeah.
Me,
Nope,
me
cannot do
too.
it.
So
Ripping everything.
she just sits on my altar, and I offer her, the honey, the water and the honey. She's overdue. The glass has just got like the honey at the bottom. So,
Oh, that's good. That's good, right? So, like, what are your offerings? Like, what do you
oh,
guys offer?
I know with Venus, I haven't done it in a while. I offer her roses. Like I'll go to Kroger and they'll have the individual roses
Hmm.
to buy, and so I'll buy her a couple of roses and put them on her altar with the plant food. I offer my ancestors water, and when I actually cook a meal, or actually have fresh fruit and I'm eating it, I give them a little bit of what I'm eating or what I'm cooking. And once it dries out, then I know that they've feasted, and I give them water. For Oshun, um, I I found a cocktail that was for her. I think I showed it to you. It was with the actual like orange peel and the cinnamon and the golden rum.
Mm,
I have a picture of it, I think. And I give her honey water,
hmm.
so water with honey, and then I taste it in front of her so she knows it's not poison or anything because she's royalty. So that was something that I read to do, that you taste it in front of her so she knows it's good to drink.
Yeah.
Rum,
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was
dark
gonna say,
rum,
bro.
dark rum,
Hmm.
depending on, well, light or dark, but I
I
know
yeah,
my
rum.
I know my African ancestors, my Nigerian ancestors. It's the dark rum, especially for Oshun. She likes gold rum.
Yeah, I would say for me, I use well, I don't want to say I use it because that I get it for them, but because of course I'm gonna drink it in some of the
I'll
rituals that
probably
I
make like
do.
a little cocktail, but I don't. I used to be able to drink. I can't drink anymore. I used to be able to, and it
Well,
sucks because now I'm like, now they're gonna party without me. Crap.
oh, you can party without drinking. I don't know how, but no, I'm just playing.
Right?
But I also, it's rum and wine. I'm
Mhm.
not a wine drinker, one because my body doesn't like it, but I red wine for me. Red wine and rum are the two. I know rum um, across the board. A lot of people use um, to for the ancestors, and
Mhm.
some use whiskey depending on the ancestor, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of rum and whiskey are so that's so many different types.
And this is a little sore subject, but um, death is a part of life. So my mom, we've had that conversation. So when I put her on my altar, I already know her favorite alcohol. So I'd be offering her her favorite alcohol, and I think she likes bourbon. Yeah.
Nice.
So I mean, it's a good, depending on
For
their,
who did you say?
my mom, my mother.
On your altar?
No, we had
I
that
got. I was.
conversation.
Whoa! I was a
We
little.
No, no, no,
Woo!
no. We had that conversation for when she does pass the veil.
Got you. Got you.
Right.
Got you.
That we've had that conversation
What
of
a
what she,
conversation to have.
and the crazy part is she's so comfortable talking about it. I'm just like, oh my goodness. But
So this,
yeah.
I want to reply to this. The dark Jamaican rum. I remember. I think I
Mhm.
shared my story. I
Libations.
when I was um this is not that I was a little younger, but so I had a high tolerance, and one of the drinks that I always drank was rum. So I went to this basement right away. That I should have told you. I went to this basement party. It was jamming. So I went to the bar and they was like, "You want this rum? We only have the Jamaican rum." I was like, "Oh, I'm good. Yeah, give me some Jamaican rum." Man, let me tell you,
It was cold. You
I
sure got
drink it
hot.
like it was regular rum,
Oh.
dumbass that I am. Just no, I don't remember what happened after like I got halfway finished with the drink. I don't remember what happened for the rest of the night. That's a powerful drink.
Hmm. Well, I know when since he's talking about libations, I usually do I do water. sprinkle
Mhm.
water as libations. You can also do
Yeah.
Florida water as libations. It cleanses the space in the area for them. You can clean your altar with Florida water. You can clean your ancestor altar with rum as well. You can wipe it down with rum because it cleans it. Uh, what else?
But yeah, I don't. Those are the two. I mean, I don't. I guess because it's. I. You know what? I'm a big component of, unless I'm working with a spirit that is outside the norm.
Hmm.
But my like, and I hate saying my, like the spirit team that I work with loves all of the same, like the sandalwood, incense, and frankincense, and loves rum, and like Lilith, red wine. And pomegranate juice actually. Um, so I don't really veer away from that because the spirit team I work with kind of loves the same thing. Could be all in my head, but
And you're to the answer your question on the doubt thing. So let's circle back.
oh, let's circle back
Um,
to that.
so to answer your question on the doubt thing, I can feel my energy going into things when I do it, so that's not really an issue. But my thing is when I don't talk to my ancestors or spirit guides for a while, and all
Mm,
of a sudden I'm like, "Good morning, ancestors, spirit guides." I feel like I'm getting like the stank eye or something. I feel kind of bad because I haven't talked to them in a while. So it's like, can you imagine like a grandparent or that look?
I know that like, oh, that look, mm, that raised eyebrow look. Yeah. Hmm.
Yes, I feel bad. That's the kind of feeling I get when I haven't talked to them in a while. And I tell them like I'm gonna pick up on it, but I know that they see what I'm doing and how much has changed. So it's like I have to reincorporate everything again to get into that flow and that rhythm and try to put it into I want to put it into the morning of my day and the evening of my day because the evening is when I really do light the candles because I like the ambiance.
All right. So I want to, since you said that, this kind of, I want to, I know this is a little deeper and it's more for like deities and
Okay.
like entities, but how do you guys feel about, and this word can mean different things, pact, like, and do you feel like you enter into an agreement, like when you, like for example, Oshun, right?
Yes, I
When you
do.
feel, do you? So
Yes.
how do you feel? Because I think that plays into, um, like you were saying, if you don't work with them or talk to them for a couple of days, you feel bad. So I think that plays into, we feel like we walk and we've created this agreement, right? Like a pact.
A relationship
Yeah.
and we're not being committed right now.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but I want to say so. All right, I for one, I would like to say, my opinion is we create in our heads this whole dialogue of what we feel they are thinking and saying and feeling about what it is that we are doing. We
Right.
create that whole dialogue when they are probably sitting back looking at
Just
us,
chilling, like
just chilling,
whenever you're
like,
ready.
right, right, especially our ancestors, right? But so, right, these beings are intelligent, right? They're it's our fears and doubts that create that scenario of, oh my goodness, I didn't do the thing today, so I'm damned.
That is
Not even
hilarious.
not even damned, but just like that little kid feeling like, oops.
Like you're in trouble, right? I know.
Yeah.
Like you're in timeout. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I
Time
know.
out, Anna. Time out.
Mm.
We put our own selves in timeout. You probably put your own self in timeout.
And I definitely I get what you're saying too, because I do what Anna do. Like sometimes I would like put wine to my deities, and I don't change it, and it's there, and it just become like a honey, like
Like a
so it
vinegar.
takes, yep, yep, and so, and then suddenly I'm like, I am overdue. Like
Probably,
I need to
yeah.
take care of this. I'm pretty sure they don't really like, they're not like, my gosh, you haven't changed this. Like, what are you doing?
Right, right, right,
But
right.
now that I started to work, and I'm still learning, but I started to work with Santa Muerte. I made her an altar, and I read that she likes coffee. I don't really drink coffee. I mean, but
Get a
my
little
uncle drinks
espresso cup.
coffee. My boyfriend drinks coffee, so I have coffee at home. So I can definitely make coffee. And so anyway, the other day I just felt like, okay, I've been asking her, for certain things, and I'm like, I should definitely give her some offering, but I didn't know what. So I did a little bit of research, and then I found that. So I did that about 2-3 days ago. So yesterday, I don't know why, I went to the kitchen. I was not gonna do any coffee. I was actually trying to get ready for dinner, and suddenly something came in my mind, like, are you not gonna give me fresh coffee? I'm just gonna leave it for like 3 days,
I get that too. I
you
get
know?
that too, especially with Oshun. She'd be like, "Where's my honey water?" And I'm like,
Here
"God
you go.
damn
And so
it!"
it's like, I don't know if I don't know. Maybe they are actually talking to us, but I don't think it's kind of like you have to make sure you keep up, because they're there. I feel like to help us, or to like they're not gonna be upset unless you disrespect in some type of way. You know.
Yeah, I think it's to help us. I think it's not necessarily the coffee per se, but I think it's more that they are helping us stay connected.
Yeah, like they also like the
Yeah,
intention that you do it, like with the respect, you know.
yeah.
Y'all
But
continue. I'll be right back.
Okay.
yeah,
Hey, Carrie. Oh yeah, it's late where you are right now. Thanks for stopping by.
no, yeah, so we were talking about what we offer, what offerings we do,
Mhm.
um, and so one of my offerings that I do usually is wine, and I don't drink red wine very much, but there's been times that I just buy a bottle just because I want to do a certain type of ritual with Lilith, and I just feel like I should. But honestly, if I can just only give her white wine, it's fine. Like she likes it too. Um,
Yeah.
Sometimes I would like put wine, and then maybe I'll put like I don't know, like some berries, or I don't know, something that I feel like she would enjoy. And I feel like with Lilith, I have a really, really, I work with her, and I have a strong connection with her and Hecate. And so I don't really necessarily always think, okay, let me research what is the best color. What do they, I don't
Oh
have
yeah.
knowledge, but I just, I go about what I have. And I personally love roses. Love, because as a witch, we can always use them for something else. So if I always tell my boyfriend, or if I buy myself, like, I want roses, because after
Yeah.
they're not doing good, I'll dry them. And this is a tip: you can dry roses in the
Mhm.
air fryer, and they come out really like good, and you can just put them and use them in craft, or anything.
Yeah.
And so I love buying fresh roses and put it on her altar,
Mhm.
and they always last a long time. That's my way of feeling like, okay, she like that, she does. I feel like she's probably like, you can use this for something else, don't throw it away.
Yeah.
So like those kind of things, that I also enjoy, and I know she will enjoy, like the color, or and it just depends of the deities. I mean, a lot of people work with different type of entities or deities, or like Anna with her ancestors.
Yeah.
But I think it just kind of depends with who you're working with, or how you feel, because there is no right or wrong. You
Yeah.
can
I
always,
agree.
definitely, you should be doing your research, because if you're working with the deities, because you really do want to understand. You know, you don't
Yeah.
want to just be like, okay, I'm gonna work with, whatever, because everybody's working with it. You know.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I always say that when I begin, like my process is not to. You all right there, Una? You all right?
Oh yes, I'm fine. Y'all heard me laughing at myself. Yes, I'm
um,
fine.
so I always say I don't like to dig too deep. I like to find out the origins, right, and things like that. But as far as the particulars, I try not to really like dig deep, even for the visuals that people have put out there, because I feel like it is going to determine what it is that I'm seeing or feeling, and I want to, develop my own gnosis for that um, spirit. But especially for Lilith, with so many different origin stories, and you know, uh, some of them being very like coming from a patriarchal tone. I really don't. I'm like, yeah, I need to develop. I need to work with her and feel what it is that she's showing me, right, and not
Exactly.
necessarily what they have written and considered her to be,
There's so many things mixed up when it comes to Lilith. Not that this is our subject today, but
right?
definitely, because I remember I asked you about a book that I got for her, and you also mentioned the same thing, that you probably wouldn't, when it comes to like a deity like Lilith, probably wouldn't trust a book being read by a I think it was Mark William, or like a male. Um, I can't remember.
Oh, right. You were. It was a right,
Lilith.
right,
Hmm. And
right.
I love that book, but yeah, like there is even though like you said, I would definitely end up buying another book that it's with her, like about her, um, because I am intrigued about a few things in there, but like you said, there is so much information, like
Mm,
even with the deities that you work on, like the Oshun. I do feel like a lot of call with like like those deities like Oshun, and what's the other one? It's the African I don't know, seven African.
Oh,
um
the seven African powers.
yes, what is the name of the older one? I forgot, but I have done a few workings with him. Like I don't work directly, but that I have done like some limpia, like
Oldun.
cleanse.
Ilegua.
Elegua. I think it's Elegua. Is it? I'm looking at a candle that I actually did, and like I was burning because of him, because I actually
Yeah,
incorporate.
that's what she said. Carrie Ogun.
I think it is.
Ogun.
Yeah, so I incorporated like what Anna was saying with the rum, like she said, like you can clean the altars and things like that. That is very true. Also, you know how when you do your cleanse bath, if you want to like boil the herbs and then let it cool
Mhm.
down, and then after just put it over you can
Yeah,
also
that
add
shit is
rum.
cold.
Rum.
Yes,
I've never
because
done that. Yeah.
rum is it kind of like it breaks it all, like breaks the bad things, and also it's kind of like if you're doing it with a deity like Oshun or Elegua, like they like that, and
Yeah.
so I learned that from another practitioner that she's Cuban, and Cuban are very
Yeah.
good at that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I have a few things that I have done with them, and I do for respect. I always put an offering, like after I am done that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's strong, and yeah, you can use rum for those things too, kind of
Yeah.
like
I,
Florida
I,
water.
I love rum. Right. Like rum is a all
Yeah,
purpose for me.
you just have to have it there, like in case, because that's what I usually just like any type of rum, especially they like darker one, I believe, but I
Yeah.
mean anything will work. But I
Yeah.
use
I
also.
just finished. I had this one for a long time, years, because I wasn't drinking. Right. It was a. This is tequila. I had
Ooh.
And to see it because it has the key.
Oh,
So I had
pretty.
won it at a raffle one night, and even though I usually do the rum, I was like, okay, Akate, I see you want this because it had the key on it. So I
I
like
can see that.
I just it just finished. I had it for like 3 years, 3 or 4 years.
Wow. I
So
love that bottle. You
I
should
that's
do
why I'm
some,
keeping it. Yeah.
yes, you should do some like some moon water or something there.
Yep. I'm keeping that bottle and
I
putting
put
stuff
it on
in.
Hecate altar. That would be my idea,
Or
definitely.
turn it into like an herb bottle for her with like herbs and oils,
Yes.
Mm,
Everclear in it.
I feel like
yeah.
it's big enough that if you do
Yeah.
if you put like moon water there, then you can use it for your like, after like for your bath or just bless it
But
with. I
wait,
don't know.
oh
It's just kind of
no.
like my mind. I am like that also. Like I guess some
Yeah, I
years I
know.
look and I'm
I
like,
engineer, which is why I have too much shit around the house. I
yeah,
my brain engineers stuff and put stuff together, and then
yeah, me
yeah.
too. Me too. That's why I just when we just barely moved a few weeks ago, and I exactly like that. I was like, why do I have so much stuff? You know, it's because if I look into certain spell and I see that you don't need all the ingredients, I'm gonna buy the other ones because one day I'm gonna use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So on our Zoom the cauldron backflow incense that
Oh yeah.
Lisa was showing, I is on the way to my house.
Love
I ordered
it.
it. I ordered it. Yeah.
What was
Love it.
it?
It's it's so cute. I think it's like 3 or 4 little cauldrons stacked, but it's a backflow incense burner.
I want
So you put
I
I
one.
know.
know.
Send it to us. I want to see which one it is.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
need it, but I'm gonna buy it probably.
Yeah. I want it because I don't have, I have the typical like incense like holders, but
Yeah.
I want the backflow one.
Yes.
The thing I don't
I have
like.
one. I have one like that for the backflow, but for some reason I don't like it too much because it's like
I don't
not
like
really
it
steady.
either.
And I was looking into other ones that look a little bit more like my vibe, like more gothic and.
Yep, the
So
cauldron.
I just sent it because I'll probably take a look at that and get some because I have some dragon's blood backflow ones and I haven't used
Yeah.
them. So
So let me tell you how much shit I have in my house. So Lisa was telling me how she didn't use the cones that came with it.
Because they
She
suck.
she purchased no scented cones so that she can put essential oils and into it. So I never thought about that, but so I was like, how do you do it? So she said, well, you need to purchase this stuff and then have the essential oils. So when she showed me, she was like, you have to get this. I'm like, hold on, I have it. So she was telling me, like, she said, you need this. I pulled it out. I was like, I have everything. You say I need it, I'll go dig it out. It's when you make like oils and perfumes. This is you add this to
oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah, so
I've been almost buying that because I've been thinking about doing like kind of like a roll perfume oil with like intentions for myself. So
yeah.
now that you're saying all that, I'm like, ooh, I want
That's
to do
that
that
Libra
too.
in you. I know you want it.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'm gonna when that comes, I'm gonna do the cone incenses with my own fragrance to it.
I would
And
love to do that. I have
yeah.
so many fragrance, like I don't need any
Well,
more.
that's good, yeah, because you said incense is your thing. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have essential oils like scent all a lot of them.
Dragons, what is the best incense to use? I know, oh, let me put it up here. I'm like reading it. What is the best incense to use? I
I
know.
I
think
know
any incense, but
ancestors love dragon's blood
I love
incense.
dragon's blood too.
Yeah, I got dragon's blood.
Mhm.
It's probably my
Dragon's
favorite dragon's
blood.
blood. So
But I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna reach right up here because I'm sitting right. So this is my little. Oh my gosh.
Let me see. Let me see.
So it's frankincense, but in it I have blended. It's this Arabic. incense. It looks like a chunk of charcoal, but it's not. It's incense, and it's called bocure. Oh my gosh, how do you spell that? But it smells. Lorena, I think you would love this.
I would probably will, and I'm curious. As soon as you got it
So
out, I'm
I
Yeah,
like,
have a question.
yeah.
I have the frankincense resin and benzoin resin. I put it in a glass like cup, but it's so moist, it's sticky, and it just sticks together and hardens. And
The resin.
yes, how do I get it to mature? Like, dry
Wait,
out.
you put it where?
The remember the mini little wine glasses that I had, and I would put a blend in there, and then like use a tweezer to take it out and put it on a little, charcoal
So
disc.
you only have the resin in there now.
Right. I need to
Yeah,
put something else in there.
yeah, because resin has the moisture that's in resin is the gum.
Hmm.
So it's not like other tree resins that don't have gum, but the gum in it, um if it's like in a warm place or whatever, that moisture comes out and then it kind of like sticks together.
Yeah.
So I have in it, I'm going to type the the spelling of what it is I'm trying to say so you know how to. It's
Just pull
BAKR.
out my little notebook.
So that is the incense, right? It's the
The
best.
core.
Yo,
Oh.
I break. I so what I do is I take a piece of it. It's gonna last for a long time. I don't want to show my boobies on here, but
I want to take a look at the incense
okay.
that you're saying. Where do you put it? Like in a charcoal?
I forgot I could just show you because it was up here. But this is what I have.
Oh,
Oh.
wait.
So
Let's
I
see.
take a chunk of it and I put it because it keeps the moisture. So here's a like it comes. This is a small chunk of it.
Oh.
Whew.
I
Okay,
want
So
that.
I
I
need I
want it
need
now.
what you got right now. I might need to get that so I can sniff it and
yo,
still
I
taste
break
it.
it up and put it inside the frankincense.
BAK.
I use this for everything.
And I like frankincense incense. Like dragon's
Yeah.
blood and frankincense are my always. I always have those.
Yeah.
So
So this is my go-to.
So
For
that's
me,
what you pour in it. That's what you put in it so it doesn't stick.
right. And you have to keep it like if it's in a moist place, a warm place,
I mean,
it
I live
kind of
in Galveston. It's humid.
I know.
So humid.
But to help that to mitigate that, you want to put like some powder or something in there. So
Powder like
if you get the Bocor that breaks it up, it'll
it'll
help
do
it.
it. Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
frankincense overall is protective. It is ceremonially used, right? It's in the blends that they use in like a lot of churches. Coptic churches use it a lot. But yeah,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think frankincense is kind of like a universal one that it's good for a lot of things.
yeah,
Like protection. I mean, if you don't have anything else and you're like, okay, what can I use? Frankincense. It's
right.
really good. And it
That's what I like to
smells
do.
so good.
I like to keep the basic things around that are like universal.
Yeah.
Um, you know.
But dragon's blood and frankincense are like I always have those two.
Yep. I usually have my dragon's blood, but I don't have it on my altar here. It's in the other room.
I'm gonna burn one because I'm like I want to smell so.
I'm just gonna sit here. This is gonna be like the things that revive you. I forget what they put like if you pass out and they put it under your nose so you can wake
Oh, the
up.
Oh
smelling
yeah, it's like
salts.
It's the smelling
wake
salt.
up.
That's what this is for me. Like, okay, I'm in ritual right now. I got it.
I thought about I remember there was a suggestion that you made um getting like a diffuser and having a certain scent go off at a certain time to let
Mm,
you know that it is time for ritual, even if it's small. In the morning when you wake up, you smell the scent and know that you have to, say good morning to your ancestors, your spirit guides. And
yeah.
then at night, that scent Do they have timers like that though?
I actually have one that I haven't used in a long time. That it does go off
What's that you
periodically.
smelling?
Yes, he just burnt some incense too. But the reason why I like that idea is because it makes things easier, right? Our brains are muscles. It's muscle memory. So
Mm.
when we smell a certain sense that we use all the time and it's associated with something like ritual and spirit work, when we smell it, our brain automatically sends the messages to our body and get us in the mood and know that it's like, okay, that's what this energy is about. So that's why I like using like some of the same things most of the time, unless I'm doing something different. But I always try to incorporate those basic things, so my brain knows. Like, right, I'm telling you, these are smelling salts for me, right? Because when I smell it, I'm when I put it on the charcoal and the whole house, I feel like I'm like in a temple somewhere. But yeah,
Mm.
that's what it does for me. But
I love it. Love
yeah,
that. That
so
is, yeah. And that, I think also that is one thing that people can offer their deities. You know, maybe
for
that
sure,
I'll be a great
yeah.
offering, you know, and or
So
their ancestors too.
Brutus here.
Aww.
Oh.
Brutus, my servitor, I feed him frankincense. So I put it in this is his skull. I keep his skull here. Brutus is a protector, but he loves his rose quartz. But it's a skull, so I put it here. But so when I feed him, I wrote it into his creation that I take a tea light candle, put a little frankincense oil and frankincense resin in the tea light candle, and sit it right here. So the aroma, he feeds off the aroma. Yeah.
I love that.
That's what I do for Mana. Remember the
Oh
dragon
yeah.
stone? Yeah, she's
Yeah.
here. She's here. She's here.
She's here.
Yeah, she's even got High John the Conqueror root on her as
Oh,
well.
nice,
And
nice.
that one smells so good. The one that you
I
mentioned.
John High John.
Hmm.
I smelt
Well,
it.
I'm talking
I
about the incense. Maybe we're not
Oh
talking
no,
about
I
the
have
same.
the actual root.
Yeah, I
Oh
got my.
yes,
So
yeah, that one doesn't smell. But yes, I know what you're talking
it
about.
does
That,
smell. It does smell. You
yeah.
got
I
to
got
put your
mine.
nose in it, but it
I
does
got mine
There
smell.
you
here.
go.
Yeah, it smells like, to me, it kind of smells like tobacco.
Oh, I
Oh.
love tobacco. Yeah,
It smells a little bit like tobacco to me, but I
yeah.
know that's probably not what it smells like. And that's another thing. Look at me writing down on my list what I need to get.
Well, now I gotta smell it.
I got to get some tobacco for my
No, it does.
ancestors
It
too. It
does.
They like
does.
that
If you
too.
smell it, it
Yes.
really smells
Yeah, it does.
faintly
It does.
like tobacco.
Now I gotta smell my master. That doesn't smell like tobacco.
So
Ooh.
it's hard for me. Can you send me a link for Master Root? Because it's really hard for me to find it.
Yeah, Condre Cardia shop. She
Conjure.
yeah. When I get it, she has it.
And
I
she
think
does
that
online sales too.
I forgot what I was gonna say because I was just thinking about the incense that you're talking about, and I'm like, I need to figure it out. I need to buy that.
I'm telling you,
I am going to get that.
I feel like you will, because this is very
Oh,
Venus. This is very Venus.
yes,
I feel like you will love
love
that.
it. Like I
Oh,
love
yeah,
incense so much. I
yeah.
definitely have more than I need. And you know what? You know the Potter ones.
Mhm.
You will use it on my spell. Like you can sprinkle those on candles.
Yeah,
Like there is different ones that you can use, but like that also help because if you're doing a candle and you put in your herbs, you can also sprinkle a little bit of that Potter incense on it,
yeah,
and that also works. So I feel like they do work that way too. But
yeah.
let me tell you, I hide those packages when I buy more incense because I know I don't need any more, but I know I want more. So
Well, that's the way that you could, that's your alchemy, how
yes.
you know,
And
activate.
and like I said, I was gonna say something that had to do with an herb that you guys were talking about. No, tobacco. I was gonna say something about tobacco. So I also did some research, and tobacco is also a thing that you can use for certain type of spells, either cleanse or protection. Like if you're like doing your bath, or you have your herbs with your pot, and then you got the tobacco, you kind of like go and like take it off and just like kind of like smoke
Mhm.
a certain amount of times to the bath. That is
Mm-hmm.
also a good, yeah. I did that. I don't like tobacco at all, so it took me a little while, but I'm like, I'm gonna put all my intention in this. And I did it, but yeah, it's
Well,
something that
Yeah.
also use.
have you thought about buying the tobacco herb and lighting it on fire and
That's
using
what I
your
was
breath
thinking
to just
too.
blow it out instead of you putting it to your mouth? Because I don't smoke,
No,
so
and
Yeah.
I think that would be a good idea. I mean, you
you
could
could do it
definitely do
that
that.
way instead.
They
Yeah.
have, so I have two forms of tobacco. Like I have one that's broken up. Then I have one that is, because tobacco is like big leaves, right? So it has, you can, when it's dried, it's like whole, like this whole leaf. So you can kind of just break that off, and it'll be like this whole thing that you can kind of like you like smudging type of thing.
Hmm. Or you can buy it bagged and shredded already. How they sell the
Yeah, that's
tobacco
what I'm
in a
saying.
bag,
I
so you
have
can
it. I
only.
have both
Mhm.
of them. I have the one that's you go to the smoke shops and you get
Yep.
all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a
I think a lot
question.
of
Another
practitioners
question.
just incorporate tobacco in their protection spells, but also you can use it in your banful spells too.
You can take any. You can take anything.
Anything.
And use it to.
You're right. Because you can use amethyst. That is not the subject today, but maybe another life. Another life we can talk about those things.
Yeah. No, you
But
can take anything and turn it baneful
yeah.
or yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But oh yeah. So the other thing I wanted to see what you ladies thought about
Okay.
this is, how do you feel about the deities that you work with when you work with multiple, them commingling, like the different pantheons, the different, how do you feel about, do they like them being in the same room, or like their altar, they're being on the same altar? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, for me, we know Venus is what? Greek, Greek, Roman,
Uh,
white,
Green Venus, she's uh, Greek and Roman because it's
right,
through like Aphrodite.
right. And Oshun is Nigerian, African, black.
Yeah. I mean, I
We
think
about
it
to go
it
into
depends of the deity too.
we about to go into some sensitive areas right now when it comes to, we get a lot of the people who practice the hoodoo, the African cultures, to separate them because they believe that, we about to talk. We believe that they believe that black people should only practice. That the black diaspora, um, Orishas,
Loa.
yes, that's for them and no one else. We have those people who believe that, and then we also have. I am learning to break away from that because I can understand the um, protection of what they're trying to do. They're trying to protect something that was theirs originally and got stolen, monetized, spread out. Um, when I first was, I was, I was working with Venus first, and then Oshun came later. Um, when it comes to them like commingling, they're on the same altar right now because I feel like, let me watch my words. They're not one and the same, but they do have similarities. They stand for some of the same things. Their
Hmm.
offerings are alike, except for Venus. I don't think she really does the rum. She's more like a like a like a
Yeah, Venus ain't rum. Venus is more
wine.
wine. Yeah.
Right. She's more of a wine. Oshun is more of a rum.
Now listen, Venus, she can be rum. Just saying.
Yeah, but I feel like if Venus was a rum, she'd be a white rum. And Oshun and Oshun would be the gold rum. Like
Yeah,
they would
she.
be, yeah, they'd be opposite sides
Well,
of the
that's her color,
spectrum
golden, right?
of
So
rum.
yeah.
Right. Her color, I feel like when it comes to,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't know, I don't, it's a touchy subject. It's a really touchy subject.
Well, let me set the stage for you real quick. So I honestly feel like it's a first of all, it's a personal walk, right?
Yeah.
Um, Second, again, that goes back to us creating in our own minds what we
And
feel
being
that
influenced
that
from
they
what
are
we've
thinking.
learned. Mm-hmm.
And next, it depends on because we develop our own space, our own world, how it is that we work with these deities. So it depends on what tradition you are in. That would apply to you if you are following this said tradition. If you are
Mm-hmm.
not, that
Right.
does not apply to you. That doesn't. That's just my opinion. That does not apply. Do you work with these um, these beings respectfully? But that's across the board. You work with any deity with respect and veneration if you want to work with them. So to me, you're right. It's a sore subject because, like um, they're saying in the comments, right? It's too much segregation going on, and
Yeah.
that segregation actually caused me not to want to pursue that path because of that. So, and I don't think it was meant for me to do so. But, um, like someone said to me the other day, and they could be watching potentially, but this is just my opinion. I suggested something for them to work with Ganesha, right?
What's
The
that?
the Hindu um,
Oh.
goddess Ganesha, if I'm saying it
Oh,
correctly,
Ganesh? Oh.
Ganesh.
Oh, okay.
So they said to me they can't because they are not.
Hindu.
No, they were Indian, which is why I suggested it. But they said they can't because they are not vegan. So that's in that culture, right? In that tradition, they are vegan, which is where that's that whole thing where you get the left hand path from, right? Because
Mhm.
these were practices in India that were not the traditional practices, so they considered them to be the Vaga. I forget how you say it, but so when it's not, I feel like there's always going to be the traditional, the orthodox, and then there's
Mhm.
these people outside of that. So I feel like if you resonate outside of that, then don't be influenced by what other people say. Like, this is where you have to build your own sovereignty and your own confidence and what it is that you are working with. Because at the end of the day, it's all personal. It's our personal practice.
Yeah. I know Oshun is maybe she's the only one that I've worked with, and that's only because I called out to her and I was resonating um with her before I even knew this whole other side. And the one thing I don't, mm, I am non-traditional. I am
Hello.
I am not, um, and a lot of people
Welcome
who
to the
are
non-traditional space.
a lot of people who are in that tradition are like, you can't do this without the permission of a priestess. You can't do this unless you're, um, indoctrinated or something like that. And I'm like, first of all, I don't know anyone who is a priestess who is indoctrinating. I don't know how y'all got, this whole, like how you gonna,
Right, because
you know what I
that is
mean?
even like gate kept, right? That's even like on the hush,
Exactly. And then
right?
you got to pay all this money, three, four, $500 into not even just for one thing.
Yeah,
This is a repeated. I'm just like, no,
no,
no, it's
and
in
yeah,
me. It's in me. I am, it
yeah,
is in me.
and
So,
this only applies. I feel like if you're gonna teach it, right? If you're
right. And I'm not.
teaching it, then absolutely, right? But
Yes, that makes sense.
yeah.
But then you can't self initiate yourself. So it's like, what?
I don't even care. Listen, when you get to my age, you're like, I don't care what you. Because what
Okay.
are you gonna do? They're just gonna be like, this is a lot of talk, and at the end of the day, you're at home in your world, paying your bills,
Mm-hmm.
doing your thing, and that's it.
Yeah. And Oshun is a little part of me. So
Yeah,
I
but
have a connection with her.
I think so. Then my other thought with that, right? Because like the thing was like the mixing on the altar. I do feel because I am someone that is very focused on understanding frequency and vibration. So we vibrate each individually. We vibrate. We have this biofield. This every organ in our bodies, like they all of this creates this frequency signature. It's the same thing I feel for the archetypes. And two things: how you relate to them, right? Is your energy is going to align with their frequency, and is their frequency in contradiction to that other entity's
Or
vibration
they,
that is bringing about. So that's how I look at it. I don't look at it as, because we that's a petty human thought.
yes, I'm trying to learn how to
Like,
break
these
those.
beings are like laughing at us. Like, there's so much more to be concerned about than these petty thoughts. So I look at it as vibrationally aligned. So I work with like a lot of Venusian
Mhm.
archetypes. So for me that would be aligned, except for my Santa Muerte. She's up there away from everybody.
She's the wolf mother.
She's like,
That's
yeah, we get, yeah. So she's just not, I'm not gonna put her with everybody, but yeah. So but even in that, right, you have to be right led or whatever, not according to work, because you could be doing something just because someone else said it and it's in contradiction to your frequency, your vibration, and then you'd be wondering like why you messed up.
And you know
You know?
what? We should probably just take that as a sign. If it goes against our vibration, it's not, they're not meant to be in our vibration. So if it goes against our vibration, like them trying to gatekeep and it's rubbing us the wrong way,
Right.
they don't need to be in our bubble because we know what we're trying
First of all, I don't need
to
no
do.
gatekeeper in my bubble.
Okay.
If
That
you're a gatekeeping type of person, I don't need you in my
No.
sphere.
Also with
Right?
what the
get
I don't
out.
know if I can pronounce his name, but Ray Ray. A lot
Right?
of people will tell you that you can work with certain deities, starting with Lilith because you're a male, and that
I
it's
heard that.
not true.
I heard that. Yeah.
So,
Males have female energy.
yep,
Females have male energy. We each have male and female energies in us. And it's good for us. And it's especially good for men
yeah.
to get in touch with their
And you
femininity.
know what? Like, this is the thing, and that I think when you're gonna work with a female deity like Lilith, that it's more like a um like like the embracing the feminine, and especially work with women that are being through abuse, or she will probably not want to work with a male that is a abuser you know
Right.
I don't think so. But if you're a male that it's in tune with your feminine
Right. And you're
side.
coming to Lilith, she probably gonna be like, hey,
Yeah,
Yes.
if you know, if you're, you know, if you're like a, I'm not gonna say a certain type of personality because I'm not a doctor, so I cannot really like diagnose or say, oh, you know, like, but you know what we're talking about, kind of like those selfish and, you know, people that don't overall, because there's not only male, but there's also females that have that personality
You
where
mean
they don't really,
narcissistic?
they exactly, yeah, there's no
Um,
empathy in this type of people. They don't really care. And I honestly think that she probably wouldn't be working with those females either, you
mhm.
know, because you know, but like in that side, male, like Ona said, they do have male, and they have masculine and feminine energy. They do. It's kind of like a balance. It's kind of like us females, we do too.
Yeah.
um we have to have that balance, and not everybody does, and there's people that abuse, you know, the masculine or the feminine or whatever it is. But yeah, that's definitely um my thought when it comes to people saying, no, you can't work with this deity because that is only for women, or, you know, or this one is only for males. I don't know. So
No, I mean, and
That's
plus,
not
I think
true.
right, we not may not be working with a spirit for them to be on our. They may not be on our spirit team. We may be working with a spirit or entity because there's something we need to learn from them.
Hmm.
So there's something, as a male, there could be something about your the feminine side that you need to address, right? That empathy, that because there's the like the male has the action, but the female has that intuition, that empathy. So maybe there's something about it's like we have to have a balance, right? And plus, I'm speaking because for myself, um, it took me a long time to not a long time. I resonated more with male spirits and male entities because of my broken relationship with my mother. So I had to learn to invite that energy and be comfortable with working with um, feminine aspects. So
Hmm. That makes a lot of sense to me.
yeah.
What is the one goddess that doesn't allow males in her home?
What?
There's is she Athena? Um, no males allowed. Well, I have a broken relationship with my father. You already know that. Um, I'm surprised Hi John is on my ancestor altar, but I won't work with any other male. I don't work with male deities.
Are you
I
saying
do.
you don't ever want to? Because
I'm
I
not
feel
saying
like
I don't ever want to. It's gonna happen, you know.
because
But
where
like
me, I'm like you.
Me too. My relationship with my father is also broken, and you know, and especially with the male, not the male, the masculine energy. I had to heal a lot. And I feel as women, a lot of this start as we're like little girls, right?
Mhm, it does.
If
For
you don't have
sure.
a good relationship with your father, or you know,
Gonna
it
trickle
starts
into
as
your
that.
adult relationships.
Exactly. Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah. And that is abandonment. You know, you had that um my goodness, I can't even think. I have so much in my mind right now that I have to put it together. And so I'm like, okay, I'm thinking. You have that wound. That is a wound that
Boom.
you have since you were little,
Hmm.
you know, abandonment issues. And, you know, like usually a lot of the things that we do when we have those type of abandonment issue when it comes to your dad, it's getting with somebody who has who make you're looking in your dad, you're looking for your dad in male figure,
Hmm.
and usually you will end up in abusive um,
Right.
partnership. But like I said, like there is a lot of that that you probably need to be healed. So you can trust that.
Right.
Because I feel like when it comes to deities, even though masculine, female, or feminine, like I work with Lucifer, and I remember, like, when I started working with Lucifer, it was kind of like in a meditation, and I think it was one of the first meditation we ever did, one of the first one that we did, and I was with Aredia, and I told her kind of like, I can't remember if I told you about it or not, but it was one of the first workings when I started working, or I started watching you in
Okay.
Patreon. That's when he appeared to me, and
Mm,
I feel comfortable and I feel good, but it took me a long time to finally understand that the masculine energy, it's not always something that I have to be like, like, no, because I also have to accept that in myself, in me, you know.
mhm.
But it's hard. I mean, it takes time, and don't force anything. When the time comes, it will come, and then you will feel more comfortable to do these things. But it just depends. Everybody goes in their own pace, and we're all humans and we're all learning. So
Well, I'm going to add to that and get a little because, I am a beacon, so I share my stories. um, so you would think that why would I only in the beginning be comfortable with male deities if you knew my story? Um, there are some, I got to be careful about what I not because I don't want to say it, but because there's other people involved. But you know, there was some molestation going on, and you know, and forgive me if I'm this is the trigger warning
No,
for
it's okay. My dad's a
anybody.
D, so yeah.
So, and this was, from the men in my life. So you would think I wouldn't be comfortable with male deities or spirits, but the reason why is because I blamed my mother for not protecting me.
Okay.
So I had to work through that and understand why I was more angry with her. You would think I would be more angry with him, even though I was, right. I had to go through that all of that too. But so it just depends on how you come out of it. Like how do you like the what really was damaged throughout those traumatic experiences and acknowledging that. And so I'm somebody that when I acknowledge something and I know it's there, I'm like, it pisses me off that it is causing me to behave a certain way. So then I'm like, no. And then I'll like, I'm having a battle with my own self, like going to war with my own self, when I find out these things. But, we all have something that we've been through and struggled with. No one's story is greater than any
yeah.
one
Right.
others. It is just at the end of the day, we are trying to arrive at the same place, evolve and transmute those energies, work through them and ways to do that. Different paths to ascension.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very true what you're saying. Exactly.
Yeah.
Very true.
But I got heavy fast.
Oh, it's true though. It's true. True.
But I definitely understand what you're saying already. Yeah. I definitely do. Um, I think like a part of me was definitely mad or upset at my mother because of my parents' divorce.
Mhm.
She was nothing to blame with. Now that I'm an adult and I'm a mom, I understand, and I'm like, but at the same time, I don't hold anger towards my dad either. It's kind of like I just have to accept it and heal that in me because I am a mother, and I need to be better. And I am healing my own things, and I'm fighting my own battles inside, but I'm still a mother figure that I have to, do things, or even if you're not a mother, but like I said, as an adult, like you have
Yeah.
to embrace, and just because you're an adult doesn't mean that sometimes I'm like, um I'm an adult or I'm a mom, but I don't know, I really don't. So it takes time. And also I feel like when it comes to working with certain deities, it's not something you have to pressure yourself, right? You
Right.
don't have to work with Lucifer because everybody start working with him. And if
Right.
you want to work with deities, you have to, what I'm not saying that that is how people say, but kind of like an as a example, right?
Right.
You don't have to pressure anything that you don't feel,
Right.
you know. So it's more like a thing that comes to you either through meditation, or any type of way. Sometimes maybe you're like, okay, I've been looking at this and that, and everywhere that I look, Lucifer appear, or what is it called, the other one I forgot, Belial, or any type of deity that is a masculine energy,
Yeah.
right? Because they're energy. It's not like, you know the masculine energy. It's just something that it will take time, and if you feel called to it, go ahead. If you don't, that's fine. you
Yep.
don't you don't have to pressure yourself either to that, or kind of like if you're already working with a certain deity that you're like, okay, everybody say that if you're working with this deity you should be doing shadow work, right? Or you should be doing this, and yes, if you can, go ahead, start doing it. But if
Yeah.
you're not ready, it's okay too.
Yeah. It
you
takes
know
time. There's
yeah.
layers, like an onion.
Exactly. It is like an onion, and it takes time, like for all of us, like to learn. Like it's kind of like when you were born, you didn't know how to walk, you didn't know how to like do certain things, but you start slowly. And even when we're an adult, our parents were not perfect, and they definitely, every parent is different. There's parents out there that are really bad. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
sugarcoat that.
Yeah.
That they definitely see their kids struggling, and they either don't care or they are okay with whatever. So, but there is wounds, and I don't know if you guys have like looked into this, but a lot of the like we're going through another subject again. But a lot of these serial killers, they actually have a very very bad childhood, that involve bad abusive and all that, because everything starts from there. you
Yeah.
know and when you start, it's kind of like the saying, when you start work, for me, I don't work with my ancestors. I have not done an altar for them. I'm not sure if I want to do that. I'm still kind of like, I work with different type of deities, but I don't know how I feel working with my ancestors,
I'm
because
the
there's
same.
still there's different wounds that I still have open.
Yeah.
And maybe one day I will, and I will tell you guys about that. But I don't know if I'm ready right now. I'm not sure. So I just decide not to do it. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Oh my God, I have so many thoughts in my head now
I'm
that
like talking so much right now because
I
it came to my
Stop it.
head.
no, I have so many thoughts in my head.
So,
I
I
had a
have
thought in my
none.
head, I totally forgot.
My brain is blank.
Your brain probably shut down. I was like, "Eh." I know you on
Shit was like,
yeah. Oh my gosh, I had something good to say. I totally forgot. Oh my gosh. Anyway, oh, what so I know a lot of people when they first start, their question is how do I even begin to connect? Like what of it like where do I start? I would like to say, and you ladies can jump in, but I would like to say I am so grateful for the knowledge of astrology, coming into that knowledge. Um, because if you can understand, well, you don't have to understand it. If you can get the basics of your birth chart, this gives so much information about everything, but even working with certain deities and spirits, um, because you resonate, you send out this energy, you send out this beacon, you send out this, some people's beacons are a little dull because they're not really connected, right? But we all have this signature, and I feel like those are the beings and deities that we attract, are drawn to, and can work with the best, easier, in my opinion. So for me, for example, like if I'm a Venus roots my chart through and through, like everybody knows. I shout this out to the masses, but so naturally I'm going to align with Venusian archetypes. So that would be my first place to start. So if you're somebody, you understand your birth chart, um, what planet rules your chart, not your sun sign, what planet rules your chart.
When you say
And
what planet root your chart, is it the planet that you have more placements on?
no, I mean, that could be a part of it too, right? Because if you have just heavy energy of that
Mm-hmm.
planet, like if it's really um, activated in a way that it, and placed in a way that it's really strong, then yes.
Mm-hmm.
But in everything, right? I first I would start with the planet that rules your chart, and then I will look at everything else.
I know
Okay.
Venus.
Yeah.
Venus rules mine too.
Yep. So and then
I want to learn a little bit more about astrology. I'm not the most knowledge in there.
what was your rising?
Virgo.
Virgo. So Mercury. Oh, you air all the
I do.
you
I
air.
don't really have a lot of water. I don't really think I have any water, honestly. Only on the, I think it's like the Pluto, whatever. I don't know. Like
Oh,
the Scorpio that a lot of us has in one
Mhm.
of our placement. I
yeah.
forgot what
My
was it, but
Scorpio's a moon. My moon is Scorpio.
yeah,
Mhm.
Moon Scorpios are very
Say
very.
some.
Yeah. My boyfriend is
She
Moon
looked
in
up like what?
Scorpio. You know what is crazy? He's a Moon in Scorpio, and I'm a new Moon in Aries.
Mm,
Ooh.
So,
I don't look. Let me tell you. I,
and you know, he's a Libra sun. And I think he's I forgot his rising. I need to look it up again. But he's more like patient,
Yeah,
and
that
but
Libra.
very intense, and when it comes to, I love you, and I do things because I know that this is what if my your way of knowing that I love you, it's to help you, then I'm gonna do it, right? And I'm more like an Aries moon that I'm like, hey, I want this done. I want it done. Okay, I'll do it myself. And sometimes I'm like, relax. Because, and I get mad and then I get on mad really fast.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm mad with myself. So if I don't have anything to be mad about, I'll be mad with myself.
It has
So
to
I
go
don't know.
somewhere, right?
right.
Yes.
Right.
I have the total opposite sun in Libra, moon in Aries. Like,
Mm.
I don't know.
And it
But a lot
depends
of
on the
people that I
house too.
met that I have moon in Aries, they're kind of like I get along with them very well. Like I'm talking about coworkers, and they have no idea about astrology. But ask me, I know everybody I work with. I know their their chart. At least I know their sun sign, and I some of them I do know like their rising or their moon sign, and I'm like I work with a few people that were Aries moon, and they get me. I mean, they're Gemini sun. So Libra and
She's
Gemini,
like, they're
like,
Gemini. So.
I love Geminis.
Yeah, I love Gemini energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a Gemini sun.
I love Geminis, Anna. I have always been best friend with Gemini. I don't know what it is, but Geminis are like, you crazy?
It's
Oh,
air.
yeah,
It's
I'm crazy
air.
too. Let's
You're
go be crazy together,
yeah,
you
it's
know?
air sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
Geminis.
And you gotta look at too,
You don't hear that a lot. Usually, when someone hears we're a Gemini, they cringe.
I know. A lot of
um
people do. Every time I hear somebody's a Gemini, I'm like,
Other people be like,
yeah.
"Oh, so
I've
what did
heard
they
that
say? So
too.
you two
Yeah.
faced."
yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay."
Yeah, and
Mm.
and I don't know. There is the only one I hear is like, oh, I'm a Scorpio, so a Scorpio sun, and I'm like, I roll my eyes all the way back to my head. I'm like,
No, when I hear Aries sun, I'm just like,
oh yeah, Aries and
mm-mm.
Gemini's are like,
I don't know. Like I know some people that are Aries, Sun and Rising actually. I think it depends. I got to look at.
Haven't had a good
Yeah.
experience. My ex-husband is an Aries.
Yeah, but and you got to also think it doesn't the in a male and female aspect, the energies
Right,
are a little different too.
right, right.
It's definitely true. Heredia, you have to teach us more about astrology.
Yeah, Lisa, I told Lisa I was going to. So yeah,
I'm waiting.
I'm putting
Just
together slowly but surely. I'm putting it together simultaneously. I'm putting together a necromancy course also.
necromancy.
Yes, and I'm learning. So I did some research today, and I don't want to get in the topic of but I'm like I get chills thinking about
Let
it.
me finish my Venusian course
Yeah.
first. That's actually about to be, I was telling you before we did this live how I when I get off of work, I want to just go into, so that's just going to be my night school courses and stuff. That's going to be
Mhm.
my night school thing. And then
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'll be. I keep
everything,
telling
everything
myself
Heredia do, I'm gonna follow it. I'm going to go
everything
Aw.
because
is
she definitely do her
self-paced.
research, and a lot of people that put stuff out there, they don't do it. And so you know, like I love it. I do.
Everything is
Aw, thank
self-paced,
you.
but I'm gonna tell y'all watching this. If y'all are interested in the course she's doing, it's self-paced, but just know she comes out with stuff. So it's self-paced, but you might want to put yourself on a schedule because she just gonna keep coming out with stuff.
Um.
You're gonna feel behind, but you're not.
Yeah, because I'm definitely. I mean, what's that? Couple. You got about a month for the necromancy course, and then 2 months for the astrology course.
Okay, okay, I got time. I got
No,
time. I'm
I do
just gonna make a
too. I
schedule.
always do it on my breaks. I got my little. I got
Yeah.
probably like 2
Why
notebooks that
are
are full of
Capricorns? Let
my
me tell you
courses.
something. My little sister is a Capricorn and I love her. Like, I'm a Gemini and I love Capricorns. They're so, because we're like the bubbly, bouncy ones, and they're the ones that are just like,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
bit so
Oh my
serious, right?
and she
Like,
loves me. She
yeah.
loves, I be bringing out the bubbly in her. Yeah.
No, Capricorns are like everyone needs that Capricorn energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need
Mm-hmm.
that Capricorn energy because, like I was saying, I'm bad with structure, and the Capricorns got patience. They're like, okay, I'm in
Mm-hmm.
this. This is
Super
what I'm
patient.
doing. Once they lock in on their target, this is it. This is what we're doing.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep, yep.
yeah,
And if
You're
they love
right.
you back, the loyalty is real.
yeah.
My mom is a
Very.
Capricorn, so tell me. And my mom is like probably my best friend. So yeah, like you said already, she always bring me back to earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, I have this, I'm thinking I should be doing this, blah blah blah. And she's always like, well, you think about this, like you should be doing that and that. How about you do a business with this, blah blah blah.
Yep.
So yeah, Capricorns are very
She brings me
grounded,
back down.
Yes.
Yeah, she grounds me for
very grounded, and
sure.
they are usually really good with their finances. Like, I'm not saying they're
Yes.
rich,
Yes.
but they're good with their finances.
With
Like they,
managing
they
it.
struggle
Yeah.
when they cannot, they struggle when they don't have a plan to
Yeah.
to do their finances. So that's what
And
I that's what my observation are.
she will
Yeah.
eat ramen noodles and make something fancy with the ramen noodles so she can save some money, you know?
I'm telling you, girl, I know that because my mom is a Capricorn, and literally it's exactly the same.
I got
Exactly.
too much Venus to just have some plain ramen
Same,
noodles. I need to
same. Like,
like
no, that's not
spice them
gonna.
up with some.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, you know
fancy.
what? I'll sit down in a chair and I'm gonna daydream that I'm eating something that I like, and I'll eat the noodles, but I'll be like,
Let me tell you something. I'm not eating no damn ramen noodles. I'm sorry. I done had enough of ramen noodles. I used to eat. Look, ramen
No,
noodles used to be my thing. I loved ramen noodles, and now I can't.
you just gotta like tweak them, like do different stuff with them.
how have you thought about Anna? Maybe your ancestors like ramen noodles.
They hate
Maybe that'll
ramen
be another
noodles
thing we
because
can
I
offer
hate
them.
ramen noodles. No, they don't.
Oh my.
They
No,
didn't
like
have
some peanut
ramen
butter and
noodles.
jelly
They
though.
have
They'll
like
eat some peanut butter and jelly. They like
Yeah.
boiled peanuts. They like sweet potatoes.
sweet
Um,
potatoes. Yeah, I think a lot of them because that
mhm.
was big. Yeah.
Yes, sweet potatoes.
Collard
Um,
greens.
I haven't made any collard greens in a while, but I bet you they sure would love them.
I'm gonna try to make some. Not that this is the topic, but I'm gonna try it because I've been putting everything in my Instapot, and that's the best thing in the world.
I have an Instapot. You're gonna need to teach me.
It's the best thing in the world. Is he okay?
I'm gonna go see. He came in holding his ears, think trying to get my attention. I bet you he got to the Roku remote and paused his movie. That's what happened, and he don't know how to press
Uh,
play. Okay, I'll be back.
you can't
Oh,
stand ramen noodles, but my daughter loves it. Oh, yeah.
you know what? I need to use a little bit more of that one that you're saying already.
So what?
You said the instant pot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love it. Like you can do stuff there. Like you can even do like rice with chicken. Like do the chicken first and then throw the
So
rice and
today I was like, I don't know what to cook. So we had some shrimp. So I took
mm.
the tail off the shrimp and I seasoned it, put it. I just threw everything in the Instapot. I threw the shrimp in there. I threw some seasoning, some butter, and some uncooked rice. Just covered it with water. It tastes so good, and it was only
Oh,
not even 10 minutes. Like
wow.
that's dinner in ten
I
minutes.
love it. Yes.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I work full time. And yeah, I come home and I'm like, if I start doing dinner at that time, like like a normal kind of like whatever it is, oh my gosh, we're eating like at 8:30, maybe 9, and I get home like at
No,
5:30. So
definitely check out the Instapot because
I
just
need
about
to do
everything I
that.
cooked in it, the longest thing I cooked in it was because I just threw a whole bunch of chicken breasts in it so I could shred them, and
Oh,
that took like 20 minutes. But that's the longest time I've
you
everything
know
I
what?
cooked in
Now
there is
we're
2 minutes.
talking about food. Like, is this?
Yeah.
I have a I have an Instapot. I don't know how to use that thing.
You
Oh
know what?
my
I am
goodness.
actually going to do enchiladas this week already, and I'm definitely going to put those chicken breasts in that instant pot.
Yes.
I should
Yes.
definitely do that.
So
Yes.
how do you use it? I have
It
a
the, whatever you I just be making up recipes. I just throw it in there.
just throw
Like I
everything in there.
so I try not to eat so much meat. So I have meat substitute crumbles.
That's a
So
good.
the other day I was like, you know what? I threw them in there, sauteed them a little bit, so they could get brown and a little crunchy. And then I just do some rice. No, not rice. It's like rice, but it's this different kind of grain. I threw it in there. Not even. It wasn't even 10 minutes. I threw it in with some water. Done. So I have like a whole bunch of that in the refrigerator. But I just be throwing stuff in there.
I need to learn a little bit more too, Anna. Maybe look into recipes and kind of like adjust them to you because there's a lot of recipes out there that you see people
On
putting like
YouTube, you can
chicken
find you
breast and
some.
salt and pepper. I'm
Right.
like,
If I can find me some vegan recipes for the Instapot that's budget friendly, I'm just gonna throw
You
it
don't
all
even
in
look
there.
for the recipes. Just make it up. Just throw it in there. Try it out.
I do that too.
I
Yeah.
need
Already. Yeah.
structure. I need structure. I can't just free willy nilly it. I can't.
I'll be free willy it all day long. I'm
Me
like, just
too.
throw it in
That's
there.
why.
I
That's
need
why I cannot
instructions.
bake.
Yeah.
I can bake. Like I can cook, but when it comes to baking, it's like half a teaspoon of
Right.
this.
You have to be precise with
I
baking.
need
Yes.
Exactly.
instructions.
And when I
Yeah.
cook, I'm like, okay, let me see. Open the seasoning
No.
thing, and I'm like, okay, this will be good. Put it there, and like
I
in 30
can't.
minutes, dinner,
I
and it's
was
Well,
good.
able
no,
to
I could
make
bake
some.
as far as desserts. I could the only things I could bake because I did that ever since I was little in the kitchen in Thanksgiving is the pies like apple pies and sweet potato pies and banana pudding. Those things I could cook, but
And
cakes and
honestly, that
things.
is also another thing that you can put to your ancestors' altar.
I know.
You know, you can bake cake in an Instapot.
What?
I
My
didn't know that,
Instapot,
but it
my
is true.
Instapot
Yeah.
has a cake setting, a rice
Yes.
pudding setting, a
Yeah.
broil setting.
Mm.
It's got all
I
the
seen that.
settings. And I
Yeah.
have a bread maker too, to where I can make my own
Mm.
bread at home. I haven't used it yet,
Well,
but I have a bread maker.
the ancestors, deities, and spirits must like Instapots.
They probably do. They're probably thinking, why was this not existing
They
when
probably
I was
like, since you
here?
ain't got time for nothing else, you got time
Yes.
for this.
Yeah.
They'll be like, I want apple pie on my
He said
altar.
now he's hungry.
They'll be like, but I want you to make it. I got no time for wait. Go do it on the instant pot.
But the reason, right before I got my Instapot, I like to do my research. So I was watching this woman on YouTube, and she got an Instapot because she has kids and she works. So she just was like, she
Mm-hmm.
was just throwing, she was not following any kind of recipe. She would just throw, because you could, and that's another thing. The chicken doesn't have to, you have to do it in two parts. So the chicken doesn't have to be all the way thawed out. So you do it in two sets. You put the chicken in there, and depending on how much, like the pound, so it goes by like the time. So the chicken breast I put in there wasn't like, it was halfway frozen. So I put it in there first for like 10 minutes. So once that was done, I just like broke it up a little bit and then cooked it again for another 10 minutes. But that's just like 20 minutes.
Wow.
So it's like, if I'd have waited for the chicken to unthaw like on its own, that's like half the problems when you have to cook something like pulling frozen meat out.
My Instapot is about to be the only thing in my kitchen. I'm gonna throw all the pots and the
Yes,
pans.
it's a pot saver too because it's all in one
I
pot.
even have an air
Man,
fryer. I have an air fryer too.
Me too.
me too. I have one right across from the.
Oh, guess what, Anna? You can dry your flowers in the air
Yes,
fryer.
you can. You can dehydrate it. It can
Oh,
even set
Dehydrate
right.
them,
You
it.
can use it
exactly.
as a
I have
dehydrator,
a
right?
dehydrator setting on my
Yes.
air fryer too.
You know,
So,
I don't have it on mine, or I don't think I do, but I put it on the lower setting,
yep.
and then I put it like an hour. So,
That's
you
so
know, we're
funny.
giving you witchy tips in here.
Kitchen
We're talking
witches,
about food.
kitchen witchery.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Take them as soon as them roses start to shrivel up. Go ahead and take the petals off and lay them in the air fryer, nice and
Oh
on a
my.
nice even, and go ahead and dry them out and store them in the little glass jar.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I personally prefer air drying my rose petals, my roses, because they look so pretty when they're
They
dangling
do.
upside down from my cabinet door. They look
Oh
so
yeah,
pretty.
yeah. I
It's so
always.
pretty. It's like cottage core
Hi,
aesthetic in my kitchen.
Lisa.
Where's Lisa?
Lisa. So I
Hi,
don't do that with
Lisa.
every
How's it
all
going,
my
Sue?
roses that I get. But my mom, she lived away from me. So she came last year and she got me a like a bucket no, how do you say, a bucket of yellow roses. They were
Ooh.
Oh,
beautiful. And she
Ooh.
was only here for like 10 days and she just left. And anyway, I could not throw them away. I just wanted them to just be there forever. So I did what you said, Anna, and I still have them. I just tie them up and then I hang it up in a wall.
yep.
And they mean so much to me. So I'm like, that is like definitely you can do that too. Like
Mhm.
dry the roses and use them as either protection spells or as
Yeah.
an offering to any deity you want. You know, like you can decorate your altar with so much stuff.
Or you
Like
can buy
there's
Yeah.
yourself a bouquet of roses, and as soon
yeah.
as you get home, just hang them upside down.
I'm gonna have to go get me some roses now. Now I want to.
Yes. I love roses. Like I said, I already told my boyfriend, when you're giving me roses, you're either gonna give me white or red. Okay, so
No,
because
Jabari
white
tried. I told
for
him don't get me
Santa
none.
Muerte, she likes white roses. I don't like white roses, but she does, and red for all the rest of my deities and myself. So
Venus loves pink roses. I
Yeah,
got I got
I have
a
a pink
red
carnation
rose.
here for her. You can't
I
see the
got a
color.
red rose and a pink rose. And the red rose she let like shrivel up, and the pink rose was
Oh,
blossoming and
yes.
blooming. I was like, "Oh my goodness, she
So we
likes
had, so
pink
Jabbar and I
roses."
had what they call a, we got married like 30 years ago. But we had in the vampire scene, we had what they call blood and roses.
Mm.
That's what they call a wedding, a vampiric wedding. So we
Aw.
had like a renewal of vows. This was about maybe 6, 7 years ago. Um, those I got a bouquet of roses. Since then, I've been picking off of them, using them. I still have half of the bouquet now. It was like 6 or 7 years ago. And so when I do certain spells, I specific spells, right? Because they're precious. I want to save them as long as I
Mhm.
can. But I use them in spells because it's carrying that energy of bonding, right? Relationships, So I love that.
That's amazing.
Hi,
It's like
honey paw.
Honey
uh,
Paw. Yes, her name is just as sweet as she is.
Yeah.
Honey Paw.
So I've been speaking of sweet. I know I did the video on Patreon, but I've been using a lot of since really diving into Venus. I've been using a lot of honey.
Mm-hmm.
So I like Jabbar uses. He only uses honey as a sweetener. So and we really like. I have a little bit of sugar, white sugar in the house, but I really don't. I don't put sugar in anything. So I had to get like a big bucket of, of honey because we was going through it so much since I started using it. But I'm really loving like incorporating like honey into the edible part of like my intention setting, right, into my teas and stuff. And lately I've been eating like, it's funny, I started to get it like just for to set intentions, like to do a ritual with this fruit and honey. But I've been just about every night having like fruits, and every time I put the honey over it, like it's like
Oh, it's so
oh, that's
good.
that
so good. You know,
intention.
I'm gonna give you okay, yogurt, any type of yogurt.
I was, you didn't let me finish. I was gonna say I got plain yogurt and I put it in yogurt.
It's so good. Like literally, if you want to do like a healthy snack,
Yep.
that's it. Yogurt frozen. I usually do like frozen. You can do like because it tastes like kind of like more like an ice cream kind of type.
Mm.
Frozen blueberries, strawberries, whatever, but a little bit of honey on top.
Yes. I
Yeah.
take so I have strawberries, I have frozen mangoes, and I have frozen blueberries. So I've been eating like, I'll take the frozen strawberries and put them in the microwave so that they can be soft, and then I'll do the honey over it, and this is magical. So I set my intentions while I'm doing the honey,
Mm-hmm.
and then at that time, while it's cooled down a little bit, I'll take the yogurt, the plain yogurt, and eat it like that.
So
But
good.
it makes me like, it's an intentional food, but if like I feel like I'm eating love because it feels
There
so
you
good
go.
on like my
I
colon and
have
stuff.
also used strawberries to put it on like if you do glamour spell, like if I
Yep.
would do something with like or sometimes I have used that to put it on Lilith altar. Like some
Mm,
strawberries with a little bit
yeah.
of honey.
Yeah.
Or like you said earlier, like
Yeah. The
pomegranate.
pomegranate. I don't
Uh,
have a pomegranate, but I have. This is the thing I got
I love that.
for Lilith.
oh my god,
The
I love that.
pomegranate, and it has her incense in it that I made.
Oh my gosh, I need to stop looking at the stuff you have because I'm
No,
about to
every
buy
time I see
everything.
that, I'm just like, I want it.
Yes, I'm about to
Hmm.
buy everything.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna find it on Amazon. I'm gonna
Oh,
see
that's
if I
so
can
funny.
find it. But I think it's
Yeah.
super
Do you
cool.
ladies work with I don't think you do, Una, but do you work with snake sheddings?
I do. I
I
absolutely
want
do.
to. I can't find any snake sheddings. My
Well,
sister-in-law was like, I have my bearded dragon sheddings. Would that help? I'm like, no, it's not the same.
I think you can find that online, but they're is really expensive. So,
Yeah.
um, my boyfriend got me some. Like he's just kind of like the type of guy that he doesn't believe in anything, but anything I want, I'm like, oh, I really need this for my spells. You know, like he has spiders, like as a pet.
Oh
This
wow.
spider like looks like her skin. I was like, don't throw it away, do not.
So wait,
The spider that he had, it did.
Okay.
It's
like
shed.
shred that. Yeah,
You
yeah.
want some?
Oh wow, that's
And
interesting.
so I gave it to Hecate as an offering.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I am terrified of
Oh, I
spiders.
feel so bad now as you're talking. I totally, not to interrupt you, but there's a spider on my wall last night. I thought it was a gnat, so I have this
She
Clorox
said,
spray
"Take those
that
dragon
I
scapes."
spray my gnats. So when I went to go spray it, I saw it was a spider. I'm like, oh, it's a spider. I was like, should I spray it? And I was like, you know what? It's in my domain. Get the fuck out.
I won't harm
I'm
a. Okay,
horrible. I'm
so
horrible when it comes to.
funny thing. There was a wolf spider in my house,
A wolf
and
spider? What's a wolf spider?
they're small. They're small. They're hunting spiders. They're not
You
poisonous or
saying
anything.
all the wrong things.
So So I won't kill a spider if it stays out of my, out of my space. I won't
Mm.
kill it. I was sitting, my mom was visiting and I was sitting on the couch and I noticed the spider went missing. I was like, I wonder what happened to it.
See,
It jumps right next to me on the couch. And my mom, when I saw it, I was like, "Where have you been?" And she looked at me like, "Huh?" I said, "I've been looking for this spider." So I caught it. I caught it and I put it outside. I can't kill it.
see,
I
this
can't.
is
Girl,
why
you're
no.
very brave. Because
Yeah.
if it jumps, it's gone. I burned the whole house with it.
I used to be just like that. I used to be just like that.
Oh my
But
god!
I
It
am
just gave
not
me
one of
the
those people that's gonna be like, oh, catch it and then bring it out. Nope. My
no, I
first thought
can't do
is,
that.
what happens if it escapes and I don't know where it's at?
Me too. I
Nope.
won't sleep.
I'm
If it's in
dead.
my
Oh
room,
no.
I don't care
Okay.
if you can see it. Find it. Find
but
it
Mm.
the
and get it
crazy the
out.
crazy part is I would talk to it and it would stare at me. And I'm like, "You understand what I'm saying, do you?"
Listen, if an insect can stare at you, no, no.
I okay. I am scared of every insect, but especially the ones that jump. So I'm
Yeah.
scared of grasshoppers. Absolutely. They're huge and they can jump. And I'm scared of butterflies. Like not like the
Scared of
pretty
Oh,
ones.
I
butterflies.
like butterflies
I
I
like
now.
mean,
butterflies.
Not the
I am more
fuzzy
scared
body
of like
ones.
the black ones. Have you ever seen the black big butterflies?
Yeah.
Since I was a little girl, I am terrified of them. I don't know why, but oh my god, no, no. If it can jump and if
Look
it
at
can
your face,
fly,
Uno. It's like, oh,
Oh,
not
I
the
can't do that. I
butterfly.
am scared of absolutely everything,
I'm scared
probably.
of roly polies.
Roly poly. What's a roly poly?
The hard shell, short, small little fuckers that roll into a ball.
What the
Oh,
caterpillars? What are you talking about?
They're roly polies.
Roly
I
poly.
never heard of that.
What, those little black beetle things?
No, they're
What?
gray and they have a hard shell on them and they're small. They're
Okay.
tiny
Is that
and
like a in the
they
south?
roll up in a ball
Maybe?
as a self-defense thing.
Nope.
I'm
Oh,
scared of those. I saw one on its back one time and all of its legs were doing this and I was like, I
Oh
don't
no, I
like
killed
them.
one the other night. It was something like that. It was there. Those are like in the type of beetle family, right? They
Yeah,
have,
right, right.
and then they roll up. I got one the other night. I saw it. As terrified as I am, I'm more terrified that if it gets away. So I'm gonna make sure I grab whatever and just like
I
yeah.
don't
I
like
do my best to
beetles.
try not to kill it, but I grabbed it up in a wet paper because it got to be wet because if it's dry then it's like they have a chance of getting away. So I wet it and then I threw it on it. I'm
Oh
horrible.
my
I
god.
am horrible. Yeah, I'm horrible.
I was gonna mention really quick that about our the sub like the theme of this life. Um, when you guys think about ancestors and like working with ancestors, how many of you think about the movie Coco?
Oh, look, we all.
Oh,
You
Look
think
at that.
I
I
cry.
love
Look,
it.
I cry every
Yes,
me
time.
too.
yes.
Every
I cry.
time.
Yeah, I can't
Me
watch it
too.
right now. Some stuff I can't watch now. I can't watch it right now after my daughter passed.
Yeah.
I would not be able to make it through the movie. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. I love cocoa. It
I
actually
feel like I
cocoa
think about
actually
that every time somebody. I don't know why I picture that every time somebody talk. Oh, I work with my ancestor. I just think about that movie, and I'm
So
just
your ofrendas, well, you could make ofrendas, I guess. Well, I guess your ancestor altar is an ofrenda, really, really. It's an altar,
yeah.
same thing.
Well, yeah, I have mine, which is
Except
still
for the Day
digital,
of the
but
Dead, that's a little different.
I
But
have mine, and it's tough. It is tough. I mean, I'm gonna fly past this conversation, this part of the conversation, but so I've been working on like how do you say it? Ufenda.
ofrenda,
Yeah, but I've
Mhm.
been having that on my mind to do that for my daughter and to like these things that they are like frames, but they have a shelf connected to them that you can put
mm-hmm.
stuff on. So I want to get one of those and actually put it in the kitchen on the side of this shelf over here, and have it hang in the kitchen. But that would mean that I would have to like see it every day, and I some days I'm just like I don't know if I could just
Yeah.
So I'm working up to creating a bigger one. I have a small one, but I'm working up to creating a bigger one for that. Did we lose?
Yes, we did. She moved her phone and then she went away. Maybe she will come back.
She'll be back. That question, I think Honey Paul was answering the question with the orange. So there's a story about if you connect him to Adam and Eve story in orange. Put her back in here. An
There she
orange is the
is.
fruit of a tree. Oh, I got what you're saying. I don't know. I never really. I'm not a. It's funny too because citrus. I would not. I'm not a citrusy person. Is that even a thing? I'm
No,
not
that's the
a.
thing. I can't have it
Yeah.
on my face. My face will break out.
I like. I like oranges, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like lemonade. Like I like lemon water. But as far as working with citrus fruits in in the context of spiritual work,
Well,
yeah,
what's the one spirit guide or entity that does the cloves in the half of an orange? You put black cloves in it. It's like an offering.
I've seen that done, but I haven't associated that with a deity.
Okay, I thought it was
No, no, it's funny.
someone.
That's a interesting question because I never really thought I have dried orange pills that I use in spells and stuff, but um I only think of like I'm such a romantical person. Like I think of strawberries. Like
And melons
you
like
can't think of oranges
honeydew
like
and
that. You can't be like, ooh,
cantaloupe,
oranges. You can't think of oranges like that.
raspberries,
I mean, the only
blackberries.
thing I use in my orange with oranges is my simmering pot.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
For
like
the
that.
winter, right?
Right.
For the
Citrus fruits are
fall, for
good
the
For the
fall.
for that.
winter, Anna, I do it all year long. It just depends
It
From the
on
pot.
smells good. The
Yeah.
orange slices and the cinnamon and the
oh
ugh.
my,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
You can also use that also like as a working with either certain. I don't know. I feel like overall you can use it, but you can put the energy of like I am going to like my ofrenda or my offering is going
Okay.
to be today. I'm going to make this simmering pot for you, Lucifer.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And so if you do, then you can just put anything that your heart. It's like, okay, I want to use this. And I'm absolutely sure that that will be great. Like I don't think
Yeah.
there will be a problem with that.
Yeah, because I used to have, oh, I do have it. I think that's it. Yeah. I'm not a citrusy person, but there's two things I like in oils, and that's grapefruit oil, essential oil, because I love any hints of grapefruit in perfume spray. And this one right here, Neruli.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. I'm a smeller, so I'm gonna oh, the first time I learned about this was years ago when I went to this
No, no,
workshop and
no.
we
Please
were
don't
doing
throw
a
that up there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. He wants my attention.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's like, okay, you've talked to them long enough. I've been on here like
Okay.
2 hours.
Bye,
Oh yeah, oh my
Anna.
gosh, I didn't even realize what time it was.
Yeah. Time goes by fast when we talk.
Yes, it does.
But
Bye, Anna.
I will see you guys soon.
Bye bye.
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 How do I get out of here? Oh, the X, the leave thing. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so the first time I used neroli oil was um at a workshop where they was doing like a money spell. So ever since then, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be my go-to. I hear you, Una. Oh, she's gone now. Sorry, I didn't put this over there. If you will, like permanent residents and they do a good job at controlling the insect. Yeah.
Oh no. I
Yeah.
absolutely cannot. Yeah. You know, if Hecate sent a spider just because she wants my attention, say, hey, I'm here. Thank you, Hecate. Thank you. I'm going to kill that. I can't. I just can't. I can't sleep.
so, so even if you know it, like if you felt like Kakate sent it, you say,
I'm too scared, you know? It's kind of hard, you know. I feel like we all have like our own things when it's like, oh, some people are like, oh, yeah, spiders, whatever, you know. But I'm like, no. Mm-mm. And
yes, if
yes,
you,
I do use you say snake shred. I
sure.
do. And I do give it as an
Yeah.
offering a lot to Lilith.
Yes.
Mostly her.
Yes,
Um,
thanks, City.
but I know, oh, I love that. I noticed that there is a practitioner that I do follow a lot. And she did like a Lilith oil, and I noticed that in the oil she put some snake cheddar in there. So I was
Mm.
like, maybe I already have my lily oil. So I was thinking, well, maybe I should put some of this on my oil, you know?
I've done that. I've done
Yeah.
that. I put some in it in the oil, and I've also
Huh.
put some in the incense blend too.
Ah.
So
Yeah.
crazy fur baby lady. So if you want to do money spell, I don't know if you ever use neroli
It is
oil,
good. Hmm.
but that's very good. Speaking of citrus,
Yep. I have my this one right here. It's my money
your money.
oil, but it is a mix between a bunch of oils that are good for drawing money. And it doesn't really
Oh.
have any herbs. It's just made out of
Yeah, I've gotten out of that. I've tried. I when I create them, when I create oils, I have so much that I'm not creating anymore right now. I got to work through what I have, but I kind of do it like I always speak about. I do it like the herbalist way. So I
me
infuse
too.
the oil so that I can remove it so that it can last long. I don't have to worry about any erosion or anything like that. So I try to keep the stuff out of it. I let it sit for a little while because it looks pretty, but then I take it out.
I kind of do both because I do have a lot of oils that I put a lot of herbs on it, and I wish I would drain them and like just get the but I don't. Like there's a lot of them that I am like, as long as they feel good to me and they don't smell bad, they're good, you know.
Yeah.
But this one, it was one of the random ones that I actually did with only like a mixture of oils and a I think the base of this oil was olive oil,
Oh, okay.
and then I put essential. I think it was neroli. I don't know. I can't remember, but I have them. Oh yeah, cedar wood.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yes, because I literally buy them just to make this oil. So I'm like thinking, because
You saw
gotta
Medusa
buy
head.
them.
She just asked, can I put her on my altar? Why not? Why not? You want to work with Medusa? I
Yeah,
have a Medusa head on my altar.
a lot of people work with Medusa. It's very
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I was fine. Yeah, yeah. Yep. It's like I want to venerate her, right? And put her up, but it's a little difficult sometimes.
I think it takes time and it's really hard. I mean, I don't have
Yeah,
anything like that happen to me, but yeah.
I tell them I see you, hear you, and then I'll send it away. If I don't have to kill it, but it's gonna. Yes, yes, we killing them. I'll try. I'll try. I will if there's a out for the insects. But if there's no out and it's too far to the window, too far away from the window, it's a goner.
If my boyfriend is there, I just tell him, "Can you please take this grasshopper or whatever and throw it out?" I don't feel bad about killing them, but if I don't have anybody, I I can't. I just I'm sorry, but we can't live in the same house, you
No,
know?
we cannot. This is my
Yeah,
domain,
I just can't.
right, Lisa?
Lisa.
I'm mad. I left the one that in Salem, that bigger one. I'm mad. I left that Medusa in Salem.
Oh
I
my.
won't do that again. I'll next time I go, I'm definitely getting it. Um, do you consider Medusa a goddess? It depends on what your understanding of goddess is, right? She's definitely this archetype in mythology. But yeah, some people consider her a goddess in the name, right? She carries that goddess energy for so many because of her defiance. And she also has Gorgon sisters too that nobody, really talks about. They actually in the story of Medusa, after she was turned, she spent time with two Gorgons who she then called sisters because they were of the same. They were all Gorgons, and she spent time with them learning how to be a Gorgon because right this is what she was turned into. So then she learned her story. She learned to appreciate the power that she had. I mean, she still was pissed off, right, because she was turned to a Gorgon, but she then realized in her what she went through, she gained this power and these sisters. Where am I? The grasshopper doesn't pay rent. Absolutely not.
No. That is one of the things that about spring that I am like, oh my, I love summer. I like spring, but damn, those freaking bugs be coming out right away. I'm
Yeah, yeah. We can't. It's so funny. We was talking about because in the backyard doing some rituals in the backyard, but me and Jabbar, we're like we can't do the bugs. So he already went. He's investigating what he could put on the grass. So that the bugs won't go. I know people are gonna be like mad at us. I'm supposed to be a witch and one with nature, but this witch right here, nope.
and I completely understand because I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I I don't know what it is. It's just like, yeah, no, 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 I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I it just takes a lot.
Yeah, I'm
If
not
you have
used
a
to it.
grasshopper
Yeah.
jumping in your arm, people be like, they don't do anything. They don't do. I don't
No.
care if they don't do anything. I am the one
No.
that's gonna have a heart attack right now.
Yeah.
Like
Thank
I
thank
can't.
you, Rave. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
being
much.
here. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's kind of hard, but going back to what we were talking about, I think there is a lot of things that has to do with deities and working with ancestors that people don't really understand that you can incorporate it in their magic or
Yeah.
give it as an offering. But you can definitely give an offering to a deity without a physical object, right? Like
Right. That's a good
loving
point.
yourself
That's a good
or
point. Yeah.
making a poem, or you know what? I am going to do my makeup today. And this is going to be my offering to
Mm.
Lilith or um, any deity you work with that you feel like connected with that part. Or you know what? Today I'm going to do self care.
Right. So, like, an offering can be something that, because you can think about sacrificial, right? An
Exactly.
offering can be something that you wouldn't typically do, but you're making sure you do it that
Mhm.
day as a offering to honor,
Exactly.
the spirit. Yeah.
So there's definitely a lot of things, and like we said earlier, there's nothing like right or wrong. Like
Right.
definitely do your research. If you're starting working with a deity, you should be
Absolutely.
curious about it. You should want to read about it. You want to invest into that deity. It's not like, oh, everybody's working with this deity, I want to work with it. I
Yeah.
feel like it has to come with a part of you that you want to invest on it, and
Yeah.
more like like not like invest in like money only, but research, read.
Right. If
Yeah.
I
So,
speaking as a hoarder of magical goods, if you're someone that wants to work with a new deity, I wouldn't go out and get like this whole statue. That's something that I used to do. So then you got to think about, especially someone like me, you got to think about, okay, when it comes to the moment where you may not potentially be working with that deity anymore, it's not like you'll never work with them, but then you have this statue like in your face and making you feel like you're guilty because they're there and you're not doing it. They're like
yeah.
collecting dust. I mean, you dust it off, but I wouldn't. I now take my time. Thank you, Rave. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I have done? I started with printing just the sigil,
Right.
you know,
Yep. Yep.
which is simple. You can put it on the
Yeah.
wall. You don't need this. I mean, eventually, if you want to, you can definitely get,
Exactly.
but there is not, you don't need to.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
But
what you put in the meaning of. And
I'm glad that I got this though, Lucifer. I got to show you guys Lucifer again. This is the Lucifer I
Oh my
got.
god, I love it. I've been wanting to
Yeah.
get one for him, but I haven't yet. I love that one.
Yes. And
I
then,
got, just like you said, like a picture. I only have like a picture of that I found on the internet, and I made it in color. Um,
oop,
I
I'm
could
just
show you
stuck
guys,
down
but
here.
I don't want to stand up.
Then his stone that I have for him is this called the seven stone, the seven. I sit that inside his thing, but
Nice.
it's a powerful stone.
There
I'm like
you go.
knocking
Let me
everything.
show you something. I want to show you something about, also, like, it has to do with my altar of like Lucifer and things that I done that are
Hmm.
more not like conventional, but it works. So let me show you.
Okay, thank you. So then I gotta, while she's gone, because she knows, I'll show you guys the Lilith sigil that I
I
made.
love
I
it.
know that's the one you. I'm
You
attached to
know,
this now. Like,
no, literally, like I'll print that anytime and make a few 7-day candles that I get from the dollar for
uh,
Lilith, and I love it. Like
yeah.
yeah. So I got this wine glass. Right now it's empty because I don't have anything right now on his
Mhm.
but I had like a little printer, and I put this
Oh,
sticker on the front. It's
nice.
not really something fancy, just like a normal glass
See, you
of
can turn
wine.
the lights on if you.
And this is where I put the offering for any type of liquor or wine for him. So,
Oh,
I don't have any like a statue of him. And then I printed this picture that I found, and
oh,
it's like,
nice. I like that.
you know.
Yeah.
So for me, that is my altar for him.
I
You know.
also too.
So
What you could do too is I knocked it down here, but I gotta lift Lucifer up again and show you. What you could also do is I have here. Now I gotta put my glasses on because I gotta make sure I have the right card. So you could. I got the towel deck. If you can really see, you
ah,
can't really see. So I you if you
I can see a little bit, yeah.
yeah. So if you don't want to, if you start working with Lucifer or any of the demon entities, you can get the towel deck. And I think this one was the occult tarot. I think it was. I have two. I forget which one, but so I put this next to his. Oh, it's a lot of energy on it too. I put this next to his his statue. So
I have the also like a tarot like that it has different type of infernos.
yes, I
If I'm
put
doing a certain work, I go to my tarot, I look it up, like kind of like Belial. When I did
yeah,
working with him, I got it out of there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you could do that not necessarily has to be spending more money because
yeah,
internet is out there. You can print it out
absolutely,
and so
yeah. But I used it. The reason why I said, you know what, I'm just going to use these cards as like a representation of it when I work with these infernos. I because they're so dark. Like I can't really see. I'm a person that's very visual, so I have another deck that has the infernos in it that I use, but I use this as a representation of the who I'm working with. But yeah, and then I have my since we're showing I have so much stuff. Oh my gosh. I have my dragons that I always show.
oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah. I have a couple of these, few of these, yeah. But yeah, so these are for anybody like that's creating an altar. These are fetishes. So you have your basic stuff and then you have fetishes, and these are things that you associate with that spirit or deity that you're working with, and you put them on your altar. But yeah,
Very true.
like knocking everything down. Snakeskin shuttings is
It's
one.
kind of like doing an offering for Hecate. You can use garlic.
Yes, I heard that. Yeah.
Also, I have used before. This is very true. Like if I have a black German Shepherd. You know, if I brush her and her fur come out, sometimes I use it and I put it on Hecate altar because she likes that. Just even like taking care of a black dog. That's what I have heard. It's
Mhm.
kind of like an offering to Hecate.
So I'm sorry, I'm looking at this question here.
Let's see.
I know I haven't. I actually I did. I had I. It's a video that I made on my other channel where I share the books, and then I think I talk about how I got started, but that is how I got introduced to Hecate. But I don't want to like talk too much about that on here, but I will say to that. Um, so right, that's a different current, right? That's the primal craft, the current. So currently, that isn't like the current that I'm working within right now. Um, but that is how I got introduced. I watched someone do video about the Queen of Hell book, and it drew me in. And so, the hoarder that I am, I got all the books. But before I even, went, obviously before I went through them, because you have to, take your time and go through them. But so I got the Queen of Hell was the first book that I got, and so then I just went on that path for about, I don't know, might have been for about a couple of years, and then I just kind of decided that I wanted to take a different route. But that's just it in a nutshell. I mean, there's obviously a journey to it, but that's just it in a nutshell. But I don't know if you checked out the video that I did on my other channel where I talk more about it. But yeah, I gotta like straighten up my the altar space back here because I'm pulling stuff down and messing it up.
Me too. I got a few things that I have to put back where my altars things go.
Yeah. So I decided to make because I'm always creating something that I'm going to share with you guys on Patreon, to make uh, sprays that I think they have a name to them that they call them, but sprays that like when I'm going to a ritual or if I want a certain energy to be in the air, I'm gonna make different sprays for that, like different sprays for, I don't know, a spray called Awakening, and then I'll spray it,
I love
create
that.
it. So I bought these things because I have so many tincture bottles. So instead of me buying like the whole thing, this in a bottle, I just ordered these. So I'm gonna be using these to create some. I'm not sure what's the first couple of ones I'm gonna do, but I'm excited to start doing that. So
I am excited to see that because I've been
yeah.
curious about that too. So
Yeah, so I probably will use, if you're still watching, Lisa, but I probably will use some of this to help make it. But do you have a money spell video posted? Do I need to work with it? You know what? Let me put this up here because I'm like trying to read this on the money spell. Do I need to work with a beauty?
I think there are some infernos that are good to work for money. I don't work necessarily with them, but you can do something, like and I'm going to pronounce this wrong probably, but Mammon or Mammon.
Yeah, I don't know if this everyone is. I'm on the lighter channel here doing this live, so I don't know if
Oh, there
everyone.
you go. Okay. So I honestly don't think that you have to work with any type of deity at all to do any money spell. I don't think so.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think so. Yeah.
and honestly, money spells are not as hard as people actually even picture them to be. I think a simple money spell could be just get a green candle. If you don't have a green candle, white candle, it's always good for anything. Rice is good for money spells.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and also basil, which you probably have in the kitchen. Um,
yeah.
also another herb that I found that is really good for money spells is dill.
Oh, I've
Dill.
heard that too. Yeah, Dell, Dell.
Oh, and also something that a lot of people use for a lot of like pies and stuff, allspice. Like
Yes, I've heard
literally
that too.
allspice is good for a lot of
Yeah, because
stuff.
it has like cloves in it, a couple of ingredients in
Exactly.
it that's very like
Yep.
strong. What I would suggest also is maybe if everybody doesn't have the space to do it. I barely have the space to do it, but I have like a space that I dedicate to it resonating with the money and prosperity. So like I have on it, I'm looking up at it right now. So I have on it is the money frog. So I have that
Oh
here.
my gosh, I've been wanting to buy that thing
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah. So so then you can have, and the one thing that if you want to like start doing this, I would, there's no water in it now, but I weekly I usually put water in it. But the Rose of Jericho,
Oh my gosh, I have one of those too.
yeah. So like every Thursday, I usually pour water in it when I can remember.
Me too.
But I like Jupiter's Day. I'll pour water on it and then just kind of just say something like being grateful for something, abundance. But I I would get, if this is something that you if you need something, I wouldn't do like a one and done. I would definitely have a section on your altar or a place, even if it's just one item that you can go to and that's designated to you, saying, standing in front of it. If it's a Rose of Jericho, pouring water in the Rose of Jericho weekly and saying, I'm grateful for the things that I have. And, if you want to manifest something, set that intention while you're doing that. To me, that is good instead of just those quick, because right, you could do, it's so easy to do a money spell, but I think a lot of times, our back to our conversation at the beginning, I think there's so much doubt, so much, people don't feel like they are, like they don't deserve the amount of money they're asking for, or something. There's so much going on that it prevents you from even manifesting that spell properly. So if you do something that is more in the lines of connecting to the abundance by being thankful and gratitude, to me that's an easier way for someone to manifest money in the beginning, so that they could build up their belief in themselves being able to manifest it, right? Just have some gratitude. I know how to learn to have some gratitude myself, right? Be thankful for the things, right?
Yeah, very true. I support everything you're saying. That is very true. And just kind of like you say, it's not like one and done. You know,
Right, right,
I have personally done a few money spells. One time I did one to find a job because it also depends. You know, the type of money spell
right.
you actually do need.
Yeah, but you're a practitioner. You're doing. So
Yes,
those one and dones is a little different for someone that's
exactly.
always doing. Yeah,
Yeah. And I'm always looking into, you know, kind of like, oh, new moon and full moon in this, you know.
yeah,
I'm always, because I'm invested and I'm doing that. But
yeah.
for somebody that probably doesn't follow that, I think it has to do with putting the intention and just making it simple. I
Right.
mean, like burn or not burn, blow cinnamon the first of the month inside your house and do your
That's what
manifest.
everybody. Yeah,
I do
that's a
that still.
TikTok craze.
I still do that. I'm like, I do it with so much faith that it has to work. I mean, I'm not a millionaire, I wish, but
Yeah,
I mean, but you can burn cinnamon. You can also burn cinnamon and actually good.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
do a simmering pot too. Put
I think
oranges, cinnamon.
I think that's good too. Just like I was saying with the altar space, I think the simmer pot is something good too.
Yep.
Something that doesn't meet require unless you're like this practitioner, but if you're not, then something that is, don't focus so much on, oh, I got to do this specific spell, but yet add into your day, like she said, the simmer pot.
Yep.
Putting those citrusy things, going back to the citrus, because they are, when it comes to money, like that awakens, that's very vibrant, just simmer a pot and set the intention, in a simmer pot. What would you put in a simmer pot if it's you want to specifically make it for prosperity?
I
Like
think I would put oranges,
definitely oranges.
cinnamon,
Mhm.
allspice.
Right.
I'll probably put I probably put cumin because like cumin and it's also good for road openers.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
you can also use cloves. They're always good for that. Basil
Yes, absolutely. I would. Yep.
and
Yep.
I forgot the name.
Ooh, I would
Oh,
put some.
star anise. Star
I
anise.
would sprinkle some because that's my go-to in every kind of dried blend that I use is catnip. I would sprinkle some catnip.
Yes, me too, because the catnip is good for attraction. You know, in fact, catnip, you can also use it around your house. And I know, like, you're going to attract all the cats in the neighborhood, but I
Yeah.
mean,
If you have a cat, if you put it out, just know the
yeah.
cat is gonna get it. Yeah,
But
but
think about it, catnip, what does to the cats? You
yeah,
know,
makes
you
them
put
go.
catnip around your home, just kind of like how people would like salt to protection. Catnip around your home to bring happiness to the people that live in your home. It's
Yeah,
kind of, but yeah, definitely catnip. It's good for that too. I would I mean, I have a lot of catnip, so I usually use it in
yeah.
all my.
I have a lot of me too.
Yeah, especially
Oh, I
on
think I'm
my.
gonna make a simmer pie tomorrow. Now that I'm thinking about it, haven't
I
done
just
one in a
barely
while.
wash mine. I'll probably have to make some this week too, because I
Mm,
love the smell. Like, even after work, I come back home, finish dinner, the kitchen is clean, and then I throw my simmering pot, and I don't throw it like the first day. I usually just leave it there, and I try. It doesn't really go bad, but
right, right,
I
right.
use I use more like a tea, like
I
a
was gonna
kettle.
say I probably would put like the stuff in a mesh tea bag, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, you can do that. Also,
Mm.
I have put cinnamon essential oil on my simmering pot, so it smells more like
Mm,
cinnamon.
right. All I'm thinking is putting a few drops of the neroli.
You should.
Water.
You
Mm.
should. It won't. Yeah, it
Yeah,
wouldn't really hurt at all. And I think that's a good. A lot of people do like money rice. Money rice. Just and you
yeah.
do have a video of that. I do remember. I don't know if it's in this channel or the other one, but
It's
you
this
do have a
channel.
video.
Yeah, I have a money rice. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
maybe that person that was asking, maybe look at
All
that.
right, right. I forget what I have on my channel.
No, you're good. I remember because I made my money rice based on your video. So
Yeah. I did it. I did that same thing for the love rights too. So
There
like
you go.
yeah, so I made the as a matter of fact, that's right up there too. But I yeah, have my dye to turn the rice the color that I want to use it
There
for.
you go.
Yep.
I think I use mica powder,
I
or
have that.
just any type of dye that I have. I mean, but this is the thing, we have everything already.
I'm like, I got that too. I got some makeup powder.
That's the thing. I have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I got my glitter that I use for it
Me
too
too.
also. But yeah, then I got. Let me show you what I got the other day because I so before I right so I have all of these beautiful books that they're for grimoires. Bye. And I have stuff in them. They're like all of them are like done a little bit in the beginning, but I have like all these journal books that I've used to write down stuff that I'm trying to like put together in these beautiful books. I decided because I was against it in the beginning, that's just me being like, no, this has to be a certain way. But I decided to put it in a loose leaf notebook, a binder book, so I could, be better organized. So I bought a hole puncher, which is not expensive. I thought it was expensive. I bought a hole puncher, and I bought this beautiful. Look at this. Look at the backing is red,
Oh my
and
gosh, I
it's
love that.
yeah. So I bought this book, and it's I just started,
Oh my
but I'm going to I got the hole punchers, so I'm going to print out stuff that I need, to go in here, and either whatever I do, even if it's something I write on, a paper I write on that's like this pretty parchment paper, I'm still going to hole punch it and put it in a book.
I
It's
have a binder. It's not as
yeah.
pretty as yours, but me too.
Yeah, I was so against binders, but you know what? I'm just going
It
in the binder.
works. There's a lot of stuff that I print out that I'm like, okay, I need a place to put it because then I'll go
Yeah.
back. Oh, I need a spell for this
Right.
thing. Wait,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to my binder. So yeah,
I
so
have
many
stuff all
notebooks.
over the place. I have like 100 books all written in all over the place. And it's like I don't know where stuff is. So I'm really trying to get some organization.
Me too. I am really
Yeah.
bad at organizing, but
Yeah.
I have a lot
Yeah.
of like this small notebooks that I just get out of my.
Yes. Yep.
And every time I'm like, oh, and I take it every day with me to work, right? Because even when I'm at work, if something comes to my mind, I have to write it down. If
Right.
I don't write it down, it's gone.
Right.
It's gone.
And
So
if you can see a theme, red. Red is you can see a theme with me. I got red. So like I write my sigils in here and
me
my
too.
different things in here. Like oh yeah, this was when I was doing the tree.
I have one that I have not thrown it away, but it was when I was learning how to read tarot.
Mm,
And I have a lot of stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't need it anymore, but it just means something. It means like the passion that I had. And I
right.
still look back and I'm like, damn, like I was really invested. And so I have a lot of them, like a lot. The,
I'm sorry.
and
I'm
I
just like
still go
I
back to
forgot
them.
what I had in here.
No, you're fine. I have a green one like that every time I go up and it's full. It's full. I have so many sigil spells.
Yes.
I even have like if I've done anything with the deity, kind of like meditation, if some and like a message. I
Mm,
have one there for Lilith. I think I have one for Hecate because it just come to my mind and I have to write it down. And so I have a
yeah.
lot of notebooks that I write the
And this
messages that
was in this one too. Half of this is when I did the video for oh my gosh, the oh my gosh, what's the name of it? It's a like a living sigil. It's like a super sigil. There's another word that is called. But when you write the story, like you are the story. So you're writing your story, and it becomes a super sigil because this is you manifesting what you have written down. So the story is this one sigil, this one super sigil. So I have, reading what I wrote. It's just interesting looking back at that and seeing what like manifested.
There you
But
go.
um, but yeah, I think it's been a minute. I love talking about all of this stuff, so I probably would be on here talking forever. But
Me too. That's
yeah.
for
But I think that is all I had to say. Is that all I have to say, Lucifer? He's like, the Seth is looking at me right now.
He's
But
looking at you right now.
yes. But the thing about I didn't start working with Lucifer because um, it was the fad. It was my Venus, the morning and evening star. This is what Venus is, the morning and evening star. So it's it's what I vibe with. But yeah. But if you don't have anything to say, I think that is I'm done. I just want to say thank you for to everyone that has participated and showed up and commented. I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Aurelia, for inviting me. I love doing these lives.
Oh, Lisa said, I'll put it up here. There I go again, reading it over here when I just put it up here. Raven Treasure. I never heard her talk so
You're
much.
right. Thank you, Lisa. I mean, it's been 2 hours and a half. I gotta
Yeah,
talk.
yeah. She said,
Oh,
that's that air sign, right? That's that we got all that,
no.
the
Yeah.
talking. Yeah.
Especially because you're a Libra, I'm a Libra, and Ona is a Gemini.
You know
So,
that?
like, three air signs here,
Yep.
gotta be like, blah, 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 blah.
Yep. But yeah, so I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna do these more often. I got a little sidetracked, but I'm gonna try to do these more often. The next topic I think I want to talk about is more some form of protection. I get a lot of questions about casting circles or not casting circles or type of circle, what's your protection. So I want to talk a bit about that on the next live. And if you're watching this, everybody go sign up to get your Grimoire Current a digital magazine. You still, the next one's coming out July 1st, but you have access to the previous ones when you sign up. It's totally free. It's the magazine for the month that goes over different things that you could do for the month, the current of the month, so rituals, tarot spreads, and different things like that. Features of the month. But yeah, so the community spell you can do, and then do the tag, and so we can see what it is that you do. I put mines out there, so hope you guys took a look at that. But of course you are, Honey Paul. You're a Gemini. That makes sense. You too. Well, we have Geminis and Libras up in here. Nice. All right. So everybody have a beautiful night, morning, wherever you are, evening. Talk to you guys soon.